tuning in. Welcome to the high school football game of the week on today's Country 105.7. I'm Sean Larkin. Mike Holtz back in studio. We appreciate you tuning in tonight. Week 3 brings us to Leesville, where the Wampus Cats are still looking to get into the win column after dropping their first 2 games here in the 2025 season. And their opponent tonight has had the opposite fortune. So it's Leesville and Manny tonight here at Wampus Cat Stadium. Again, Leesville is 0-2 coming in. Week 1, they lost a close one to Sam Houston, 44-35. And then, as we talked about on the Gridiron Gumbo show last week, they went to Tioga and lost 56-20. That game was pretty much out of reach by the half. But, again, a little disappointing second game there for the Wampus Cats. As for Manny, it's been the opposite. We talked about it a couple of times as I had the DeRitter Manny game last week. Again, this is a team last year that went winless. First-year coach Tyler Hassel has already matched his win total in week 1, and then he doubled that win total in week 2. So they come in 2-0, and, man, they've looked polar opposite as they have a year ago, defeating Logansport on the road in week 1, 35-19. And like we said, having DeRitter at home last week in the home opener and really taking it to them, 49-21. So, again, when we looked at the tape of Leesville Tioga last week, they didn't really tackle particularly well. They're going to have to tackle well tonight. Again, the 2 running back fullback combo of Daniel Thomas and Jonas Hendrickson for Manny just has ran roughshod over anybody that's lined up on the other side of the football. They did it week 1. Thomas ran for 4 touchdowns and close to 300 yards. Last week against DeRitter, he ran for 3 touchdowns and over 200 yards. Hendrickson had a couple of scores as well, one through the air. Talked about how much Manny doesn't really like to throw the ball. They hit DeRitter over the top for a big play. So tackling is going to come into play this week for Leesville. And, again, we know we've said it year after year. I've been doing this now back for 4 years. Coach Causey's defenses, they may start out a little bit slow, but they usually figure this thing out. And this is going to be a tough test tonight because they're going to really have to tackle well, because Manny's going to want to run the football, and they're going to want to run the football and probably run the football some more. And then even on 3rd and 11, they may run the football again. So, again, tackling is going to be key tonight for the Wampus Cats. Again, to try to get into the win column for the first time here in 2025. And, again, it's a pleasure having you with us as Manny has ran through their visiting stands there into the end zone to my left. Still about 12 minutes left on the game clock of pregame here. Wampus Cats have yet to come out. And, again, this crowd's still filing in here in Leesville. Should be a fun matchup. Again, that Coach Causey always schedules Leesville with a tough non-district schedule to get them ready. Again, just, after reaching the semifinals last year, you got to, at least not replicate, because you're never going to replicate what Xavier Ford did. But they brought back some pieces, mainly the receiving core, Mike Davis and Julius Brown. They've gotten off to pretty good starts. A couple of scores last week in that game for both of those receivers. And then running back has not been an issue either. Grant Braxton had 3 scores against Sam Houston. So, again, the offense has been there, a little bit less so last week as they ran into some big plays early. They didn't convert a 4th down early in the drive, but they're still moving the football. It's on the defensive side, and like we said, Coach Causey's really gotten them to figure that side of the football out as the season goes on. Again, you just never want to put yourself into an 0-2 hole, and against a team that looks totally opposite of last year, you don't want to be 0-3 getting ready for the district schedule. Again, Leesville and Manny here at Wampus Cat Stadium. We've got about 10 minutes, and it looks like we're going to have the national anthem and the prayer, so we'll take a break with them, come back with some more pregame and kickoff between the Wampus Cats and the Manny Tigers. You're listening to the high school football game of the week on today's Country 105.7.
The best steakhouse in Leesville, you may ask? Why, that would be the Wagon Master Steakhouse, of course. Cut fresh daily certified Angus beef sirloins, ribeyes, fillets, and so much more. Tender, juicy steaks, chicken, burgers, or even some fried fish. With all the selections on their kid menus, even the pickiest little cowpoke in your family will have their taste buds satisfied. Enjoy one of their many ice-cold draft beer selections. Watch the game while chowing down on one of their delicious appetizers like a tumbleweed or some bacon-wrapped shrimp. Open daily at 11 a.m. Sure hope to see y'all soon at Wagon Master Steakhouse in Leesville.
Are you paying your bank to hold your money? If so, it's time to make the switch to a bank with totally free checking. Sabine State Bank offers free checking with no fees, no minimum balance, no balance requirements, no analysis fees, and we still include check images in your statements without a fee. There is even a free small business account. If you really want free checking, stop by one of our convenient 45 locations. Sabine State Bank. Our goal, your future success. Member FDIC.
Hello, this is Sheriff Sam Kraft. The Vernon Parish Sheriff's Office is committed to protecting and serving all citizens of Vernon Parish. Senior citizens need our protection and our watchful eyes. Adult taxpayers deserve law and order, and our youth need encouragement and support in order to succeed. The Vernon Parish Sheriff's Office will continue to work with area law enforcement agencies to provide a safe and wholesome environment for all of our families. We are proud to serve Vernon Parish and to call it home.
It's fall on the Bend, the perfect time to enjoy the great outdoors on Toledo Bend. Sabine River Authority invites you to head to Toledo Bend. Enjoy waterfront cabins at Cypress Bend Park or RVing at Pleasure Point and San Miguel Parks. There's plenty to do along Louisiana's largest waterway. Fish, boat, swim, and barbecue. Sabine River Authority, managing Louisiana's recreation destination. And this holiday season, plan a visit to Cypress Bend Park for festive holiday lights along the Bend. Sabine River Authority brings Toledo Bend to life.
Dale Peterson, pharmacist, and the staff at Rosepine Family Pharmacy are proud supporters of the Road to the Championships. Rosepine Family Pharmacy knows that the combination of academics and athletics help young people become well-adjusted citizens. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Call 337-462-0177. Serving the community since 1985, choose your hometown pharmacy to fill your prescription needs.
Choctaw Pines Casino, your place for fun.
Welcome to Cutter Sports Bar, where every play is a win and the food is unbeatable. Enjoy a quick bite from our new value menu or choose from one of our hometown favorite dishes. It's flavor you can bet on. And don't miss karaoke every Thursday night from 6 to 11 p.m. Cutter Sports Bar, an all-around slam dunk.
Choctaw Pines Casino, your place for fun.
Must be 21.
Mid-South Forestry Equipment in Manny, formerly Patrick Miller Tractor, would like you to know that we're still providing the same great service that our customers have come to depend on. Our name may have changed, but our commitment to the community is still the same. We look forward to continuing to service all your Tiger Cat, Kubota, Land Pride, and Bad Boy needs. Stop in and say hi or give us a call at 318-256-5686 for more information. That's Mid-South Forestry Equipment in Manny, formerly Patrick Miller Tractor.
Back here in Leesville, where the Wampus Cats getting ready to run out of the tunnel / run through the banner. As over to my left, the Manny Tigers run through their banner, and I thought that was a body down there. I thought they trucked one of the cheerleaders. Instead, that's just a piece of the banner they ran through. Manny in the road, white tops, black pants with the red and white stripe down the side, black numerals, red trim, black helmets. Leesville in the home, black jerseys, gold pants, gold numerals, white trim, and the white and gold piping over the sleeves. On the shoulders, black helmets. Again, week 3 here of the high school football regular season, and here come the Wampus Cats now. I forgot about that cannon earlier. It scared me during the national anthem. Go ahead and slide this window open as Leesville makes their way to the home sideline. Again, Sean Larkin with you. Mike Holt back in studio. Pleasure to have you with us. And again, Manny comes in 2-0. Leesville 0-2, looking for their first win. Again, we mentioned it in the earlier pregame where, again, there's no way you're going to replicate Xavier Ford's production, but you have plenty of returners, and that hasn't been the issue for Leesville so far. Again, Terrell Broom had a great season last year as the starting quarterback, as a sophomore now in his junior year, and out wide, he's got plenty of weapons out there. Julius Brown, we mentioned, Mike Davis Jr., Brown with 2 scores last week, Davis with 1, had over 100. And Grant Braxton, who, again, has to follow what Xavier did last year. He's done a really good job. Averaged 5 yards a carry last week. Again, that one kind of got away from him, so unable to really run the football. But he had 3 scores in week 1 against Sam Houston. Was able to pop the tape on and watch him run. The captains meet at midfield.
Is Hayden Leviner, and number 67, Charles McCoy.
The Charles McCoy, Sedmore, and Hayden Leviner. The captains for the Wampus Cats. And again, 54 was not on my roster. That was kind of a mystery all day. I even texted Vice Principal Logan Maddox here at Leesville. He tried to figure it out. But I think we have it, even though that was 59, Hayden Leviner. So Daniel Thomas out there as well, one of the Manny captains. Leesville will receive.
Manny Tigers will kick off and defend the south end zone.
So Leesville will get the football first. And we didn't really talk much about it in the pregame, but we talked about the offense for Manny running the football, but they've had a really, really stout defense, especially on third down. That's going to be a key for Leesville to stay kind of ahead of the chains, I beg your pardon. Week 1, they only allowed 7 first downs to Logansport, and that was on a 25% clip. But last week, man, I went back over. It was pretty bad in person, but rewatching it, DeRitter 1 for 14 on third downs last week. And again, Manny forcing 4 turnovers, so protecting the football will also be paramount for the Wampus Cats. Julius Brown back there, Grant Braxton back there, standing about the 12-yard line. A couple of up men as well, like Javion Dixon. And I believe that's Elijah Harrington, number 33, I believe. Rylan Lee ready to kick off for the Tigers. Will be going from left to right. This one's going to be a worm burner through the middle, and that one's just going to be falling on.
Recovered by the Cats at the 33-yard line.
That's Miles Marlin.
Recovery for the Cats, Miles Marlin. First down, Wampus Cat.
So the Cats will be going from left to right on your radio dials, headed towards the Leesville gym. And they will start at their own, looks like 33. So opening drive here for the Cats, and Trell Broom, who's in the shotgun, calls for the football. He'll hand it off to Braxton, looking to bounce it outside, trying to make a move. He may get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. Again, nice play to stretch that out there. That was Peyton Hyden, one of the linebackers, who kind of set the edge there. Braxton tried to cut it back. And again, he got a yard right there. So ball moves up to the 34, 2nd and 9.
First hit for the Tigers.
Broom in the gun. Braxton to his left. 2 receivers in the formation. Brown and Davis. Broom looking left, going deep to Davis. He's got a stab, and he makes the catch. Cornerback draped all over him. And Mike Davis into Manny Tiger territory with a big gain there on 2nd and 9. He had Camden Bell all over him. Again, we talked about it last week. Manny back to playing that physical style.
27-yard line.
Davis all the way down to the Manny 27. They'll go to Braxton. Braxton trying to get away from Hendrickson, and Hendrickson's going to ride him all the way down to the Manny sideline there.
Carry. Jonas Hendrickson. And the tackle.
So a gain of a yard. Opening drive here, the ball game. Leesville, the big play to Mike Davis Jr. into Manny territory. Over the top. Again, nice catch. Contested catch there. 2nd down and 9. Broom hands it back off to Braxton. Making a couple of men miss in the backfield, but quickly, again, maybe a yard. Swarming Manny defense. Again, they're gonna jam you up on the perimeter out here, cornerbacks, and usually load the box. Right now, just 2 receivers in the formation here for the Wampus Cats. Julius Brown here to the near sideline, and Mike Davis split out over near the Manny sideline. 3rd and 8, ball at the 25-yard line. Broom gets the snap. He's looking at Julius Brown. He is getting held all the way down the right. And finally, the flag comes in. My goodness, you could have threw the flag on the snap. He was getting mauled by Waller, had his entire jersey ripping off the shoulder pads. That'll be a pass interference. Again, there was no reason to delay the flag. That could have came out immediately. Again, they're going to be physical out there. They get away with it a lot more than they don't, especially at home. And that is going to be a first down again on the Pass interference. As, again, some confusion here with the chains and the down markers, as now they'll move it up 15. From the 25, 10-yard penalty, they'll move it up to the 15. So first down and 10 after the pass interference. Broom calls for the football, hands it off, spinning out of a couple of tackles is Braxton. He's still on his feet, but back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. Again, Manny's so far pretty stout against the run. Did a pretty good job last week against DeRitter stopping the run as well, but they have had issues through the air so far, has the Manny defense. Again, a great catch by Davis, and then Julius Brown getting held the entirety of his route. So 2nd and 10 after the no gain. Play action. Broom looking to throw. He'll roll out. He's got Brown. Brown inside the 5, breaks off a tackle and goes out of bounds. Nice little flood route here to the near sideline by Julius Brown, who, again, had a fantastic freshman season last year. I believe it was against Tioga here, the game we did, where he had the 99-yard touchdown catch last season. So 1st and goal from the 5. That's good enough for a first down. Broom and Braxton in the backfield. Broom hands it off to Braxton. We'll have a whistle before we can get going here. 9:16 to play in the opening quarter. 1st and goal. And all sides on Manny will make it half a distance here. So again, if you don't get to 3rd down, you don't have to worry about 3rd down. Leesville's done pretty good on 2nd down so far. Coach Causey down here pacing down the sidelines in year 10. They'll hand it off to Braxton, looking for some running room. He will get into the end zone for the touchdown. Coach Causey pumps his fist, and a great opening drive for the Wampus Cats as they punch it in. Grant Braxton's 4th score of the season. Pahinig on the block. He ran through that left side over there. Garton and Leviner. And now Sedmore will line up for the extra point. Snap is down, and the kick is good. So Leesville takes their opening drive 67 yards and punches it in for a score. Grant Braxton from 2 yards out. They lead Manny 7-0. You're listening to the high school football game of the week on today's Country 105.7.
Barksdale Federal Credit Union cares about you and your finances. That's why we offer free tools, like free financial counseling, free access to your credit score with monitoring tools and goal settings, and a free money management tool so you can see all of your accounts in one place, even from other banks. Offering more for over 70 years at Barksdale Federal Credit Union. Barksdale Federal Credit Union, celebrating 70 years. Federally insured by NCUA, an equal housing lender.
Football. Ready, break. KVVP Leesville, DeRitter, Fort Polk. Today's Country 105.7.
Wampus Cats go 67 yards on their opening drive. Lasted just about 3 minutes. 9:07 left on the first quarter clock. Sedmore knocks in the extra point. A 2-yard touchdown run from Grant Braxton, and the Wampus Cats lead Manning 7-0. Braxton's 4th of the year. Little sky kick here, and that's going to be the up man. Evan Wilson catches it inside the 20, up across the 25, breaks a tackle, trying to fight to the 30, and it looks like he's going to be just shy, maybe about the 20. Well, now the line judge walks it up. Knows the football's right at the 30. We'll see where they put it. And it will be right at the 30. So Manny's first drive here will start from their own 30. Now they trail 7-0 after a really good opening drive there for Leesville. 67 yards, capped off by the 2-yard touchdown run from Grant Braxton. A big reception by Mike Davis to get him down into Manny territory. So now it'll be Kellen Cox, the quarterback. Daniel Thomas behind him. Henderson, the wingback. They'll look to throw here on first down. Some pressure early. Cox rolls out to the far sideline, looking to throw. He throws this one out of the reach of a receiver, Camden Bell, who was streaking across trying to give his quarterback some help. So a little uncharacteristic. We talked about how much Manny loves to run. I think come out on first down and throw the football. So 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. Again, 3 minutes into the first quarter here, Leesville leads 7-0 after their opening drive. And now 2nd and 10. Cox back under center. Thomas in the backfield. They'll toss it to Thomas. He'll make a cut. He's got one blocker in front of him. He gets the first down. He's near midfield. He crosses midfield, a mean stiff arm, and he'll go out of bounds. Daniel Thomas picking up right where he left off last week and the week before. But we have a flag back here in the backfield as Julius Brown's back there. He picks himself up off the turf, so this one may be coming back. And it is a hold. So Daniel Thomas's big run, which would have been about 25 yards, is wiped away for the holding penalty. And again, we talked about it. This Tioga team last week, they were able to move the football at will, but it was mainly due to some poor tackling. And Coach Causey's got some new changes out there on the defensive side. But again, they usually get that defensive side of the football figured out as the season progresses through the Wampus Cats. So that'll make it 2nd and 20, ball back to the Manny 20. So again, going backwards with the Tigers. Leesville looking to get a stop after an opening drive touchdown. They'll hand it back to Thomas. Thomas lowers shoulder pads and gets it up back to the 25. So it'll be 3rd and 15.
Thomas carry to the 26-yard line.
It's Isaiah Slover made the tackle up there, number 76. So 3rd and 15, not the down and distance the Tigers want to be in here. If Leesville pins their ears back and sends some extra blitzers, they'll run the jet sweep. This one is going to be wide receiver Wilson, and he is bottled up immediately. He gets about 6 yards, and that is it. A big hit there by Ja'Cory Celestine. And down still. And actually, that's
at the Tiger 31-yard line, injury timeout.
And we have an injury timeout. I think there might have been a fumble as well. I think that's Hendrickson that's down. We will take a timeout as that's one of the more productive players for the Manny Tigers is down, and he is in a ton of pain. We'll take a break, come back, and check on Jonas Henderson. You're listening to the high school football game of the week on today's Country 105.7.
Just as your local State Farm agent combines good neighbor service with surprisingly great rates, you can combine your home and auto. And guess what you'll get? That's right, good neighbor service with surprisingly great rates. In fact, State Farm agent David Heyman is your go-to agent in Leesville for service you deserve at the price you want. So try combining home and auto today. State Farm agent David Heyman will help you mix and match things perfectly. Call 337-239-9999 for your surprisingly great rates. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to underwriting requirements.
That was Jonas Hendrickson, who is helped up by the trainers. But again, in the meantime, it was a fumble. So the Wampus Cats get it at the Manny 31 with 7:57 to play. So it goes from bad to worse there on the 3rd and long. They fumble. Again, that was Evan Wilson that ran the jet sweep, and he got lit up. So Leesville takes over at the Manny 31, looking to go up a couple of scores here, already +1 in the turnover margin. Broom with Braxton in the backfield. He hands it to Grant. Grant has a couple of blockers. A little wiggle there past the 25, inside the 25 to the 24. And a little hesitation move. Got him some space, so a good run there on 1st down, a gain of about 6. Again, Wampus Cats took their opening drive 67 yards and then just forced the turnover back in Manny territory. They give it to Braxton again, running to the right side. He gets a block, sheds a tackle, and then he's ridden out of bounds. Cole O'Con knocked him out of bounds. But again, a couple of good carries for Braxton, and that one, I believe we may have a measurement here. As it looks like we'll have a timeout on the field. So we'll take a 30-second break. Wampus Cats lead Manny 7-0, 7:26 left in the opening quarter. You're listening to High School Football Game of the Week on today's Country 105.7.
Gotta love that chicken from Popeyes. No one makes that crispy New Orleans-style chicken and fresh, fluffy biscuits like Popeyes. You don't need a special occasion to enjoy the great New Orleans taste of Popeyes chicken. Or maybe it's seafood you're craving. It's great anytime for any meal. Gotta love that chicken and seafood from Popeyes. Popeyes, located in Leesville and Oakdale. Now open till 11.
Back here at Wampus Cat Stadium, Leesville 7, Manny nothing. Leesville took their opening drive, 4 touchdowns, 67 yards. Grant Braxton, a 2-yard touchdown run. And then on Manny's first drive, they fumbled. More importantly, though, they lost one of their key players on both sides of the football, Jonas Hendrickson. We'll see if he's able to come back in. And if he is not, that would be a big loss for Manny, who, again, they have had a resurgence here in 2025. Broom hands it off to Braxton. He's running right side. He's got some room. Lowers the shoulder, and then he's wrapped up by a couple of Tigers there after he crosses the 20.
On the tackle, number 9, Cole O'Con.
Cole O'Con on the tackle, gain of about 3.
And Caden Williams.
So they'll call it 2, 2nd and 8, ball up to 17.
Picked up 2.
Trell Broom gets the snap. This time he keeps. He's got a blocker. Makes a man miss inside the 10 and then goes down about the 9-yard line. He had Pahinik leading the way. He took out a couple of Tigers. And Broom moves it inside the 10. It'll be a 3rd and about 1.
3rd and 1.
It's like they mark it right at the 10. I think they kind of shorted him about a yard on the spot there. Halfway through the opening quarter here, Leesville 7, Manny nothing. Wampus Cats knocking on the door again. Broom gets the snap, hands it to Braxton. Makes a man miss in the backfield, trying to get the perimeter. He's got Hendrickson's on his back, and he'll ride him out of bounds. So that's good to see. Hendrickson back in the game there. Nearly got Braxton with a horse collar, able to shake out of it and moves the chain. So it'll be 1st and goal, Wampus Cats. We'll see if they try to run another play before the hydration break. 1st and goal from the 2. Last time they were at the 2. Grant Braxton ran a 2-yard touchdown. They go to him again. He's hit at the line of scrimmage and falls into the end zone for a touchdown. Braxton, a couple of 2-yard scores here in the opening quarter. Leesville 13, Manny nothing. So they use the turnover and capitalize on the short field, do the Wampus Cats. And Sed Moore lining up for his 2nd extra point here in the quarter. Snap is good. Hold is down, and the kick is good. Halfway through quarter number 1, Leesville 14, Manny nothing. We'll take a break. Tigers getting it after this. You're listening to the High School Football Game of the Week on today's Country 105.7.
Some call it over-planning. At Shawson Gas, we call it foresight. Be prepared for the next power outage with a Generac home standby generator. After sensing a power outage, a Generac generator automatically restores your home's power, whether you're home or away. Generac, it's not just a generator. It's a power move. Be prepared this hurricane season and call Shawson Gas at 337-239-2719 to get in line for your new Generac home standby generator. Financing available. Shawson Gas, located at 1107 South 5th Street in Leesville. Ask about their monitoring services for generators and propane tanks.
Back here at Wampus Cat Stadium, where Leesville has scored 2 touchdowns in 2 drives, capitalizing on the turnover most recently. This one fielded at the 20. And making a man miss up across the 30 to the 32 goes Evan Wilson.
Wampus Cat tackle. There's Brown.
So again, Leesville off to a really good start here in week 3. And we will have a hydration break before the Tigers get back on offense. So we'll take the hydration break with them. In Leesville 14, Manny nothing. You listen to the High School Football Game of the Week on today's Country 105.7.
This is State Representative Charles Owen. I'd like to wish the players, coaches, and managers of the Leesville High School Wampus Cats every success in this 2025 football season. I know you've worked very hard in the offseason, and I know your hard work and dedication are about to pay off for you in this new year. Your effort will make your community, your family, and your classmates at LHS proud of you, and you will earn everything that you get on that playing field. Thank you for your efforts. Go Cats.
Weaver Motors, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealership, 603 South Margaret Avenue in Kirbyville, Texas, is the dealership for you. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, they're only a short, scenic drive across the Sabine River from west central Louisiana. A great sales team working to provide you a great price followed by great service. That's Weaver Motors, Kirbyville, serving the area since 1974. Call them at 409-423-4623. That's 409-423-4623. Worth the drive.
First down out of the hydration break is a toss to Daniel Thomas. He goes far sideline and picks up about 3, and we'll call it 2. And Daniel Thomas has been piling up the stats. If you've got him on your high school fantasy team, you're probably undefeated. Week 1, 4 touchdowns, 290 rushing yards. Last week he added 3 more rushing touchdowns. Runs up 46, 35, and 61. Pretty good day at the office as they just shredded the Dragons defense. A Dragons defense that really didn't give up anything on the ground to South Bow the previous week. Now Manny is down to Leesville 14-0, and it'll be Thomas up the middle. He falls forward and picks up a couple more. Looks like he is just shy of the 40. We'll see where they mark it. They'll mark it at the 39. That'll be 3rd and 6. The Cincinnati team started 2-0 after a winless season last year. Leesville looking to get their first win here in 2025. Off to a good start. 14-0, 5 minutes and some change and counting left in the opening quarter. Just discovered my light up here in the press box may be out. It's always something, but at least we have AC. In the shotgun goes Kellen Cox. Tigers face 3rd and 6. Cox, play action, looking to throw. And he'll hit his man over the middle, and he is hammered. That is Williams. Making a catch there is Keelan Maxey. He had a rushing touchdown last week. Markel Williams lays the wood and puts him at the 45. Good enough for the first down, but Maxey paid the price there. Also a heck of a job to hang on because, again, Williams was getting downhill and ran right through Keelan Maxey. And he made the catch, and the chains move for the Tigers. Again, Leesville leads 14-0 opening quarter. 4:15 to play here in quarter number 1. Mike Davis out here at corner to the near side. They'll toss it to Thomas, trying to get around the edge over on the far sideline. He picks up about 5 before he's ridden down at midfield. Again, Thomas, 3 rushing touchdowns last week. Hendrickson had a rushing touchdown and a receiving touchdown. Again, we talked about Maxey. He scored on an 8-yard reverse.
2nd and 5.
So it'll be 2nd and 5 from midfield. Under center goes Cox in the I formation. And they tried to run the counter. Leesville all over it. Now Cox just going to throw it out there to Thomas, and it's going to be incomplete. I am shocked nobody went downfield up front for Manny, as that looked like kind of a little toss counter play. And again, no Hendrickson here on offense as he was shaken up earlier, but he came back in. That was Rylan Lee, who lined up a couple of plays last week at the fullback position. But again, looks like a little miscommunication there. It's kind of blown up from the start. So it'll be a 3rd and 5. Camden Bell, receiver, is going to split way out here near us on the near sideline. They'll hand it off to Thomas on 3rd and 5. He's got the first down and a couple more. As Daniel Thomas, with a burst on 3rd and 5, picks up 7 into Leesville territory he goes.
To the Wampus Cat 43-yard line.
So again, 14-0, 3 minutes to play here in the opening quarter. Manny picks up a first down on a 3rd and 5. Now they run 3 receiver set over to the far sideline. Rylan Lee, the tight end, is over there. They'll toss it that way. Thomas looking for some running room, and he has stood up and driven all the way back. I don't think he got back to the line of scrimmage. I believe that was Pahinik right there that just stoned him and put him in the weight room right there. Shoved him straight backwards. So right back to the line of scrimmage, no gain. That'll bring up a 2nd and 10. Pahinik went high on Thomas. Again, Thomas not a tall running back, but strong and quick, and Pahinik just stood him up and shoved him right back. So 2nd and 10. Ball at the Wampus Cat 43-yard line. Bell split out here wide to the near side. Wing back over on the far side, I believe, is Wilson. They'll go to Thomas. He hits a hole there, running behind the left guard, and picks up about 5 or 6. That'll set up a manageable 3rd down. Looks like they'll mark him at the 38 of Leesville. And Manny going from right to left on your radio dial. So ball at the 38, 3rd and 5.
38-yard line.
1:50 to play here in quarter number 1. Leesville 14, Manny nothing. Manny's opening drive ended in a fumble, which Leesville capitalized on the short field. They went 31 yards. Grant Braxton a couple of 2-yard touchdown runs. That has been the scoring so far. And I do believe that our light here in my press box room is out. So I'll be poking my head out to see my notes. Another 3rd down coming up. This time they'll hand it to the up man. That's Rylan Lee, and he is about a yard short.
12 carries, Ryan Lee.
And they actually do get enough. Thought they were going to mark him about a yard short. Instead, they put the football at the 33. So a first down, a couple of 3rd and 5s converted here on this drive by Manny. They're trying to sustain a long drive here. Again, 1 minute to play in the opening quarter and counting. Leesville 14, the Tigers nothing. Leesville's giving up a couple of 3rd and 5s. They'll toss it to Thomas, looking for the far sideline. And a nice job of pursuit there. A couple of Wampus Cats meet him. I believe that's Cole Cook, number 46, I believe. First to get there. It was the sophomore linebacker getting downhill over there.
And Cole Cook combined for the stop.
Jaron Eakes, I believe, in there as well. Again, this is a Leesville team that they've given up a ton of points in the first couple of weeks. As a matter of fact, they've given up 100 on the dot. So it's never good when you average 50 allowed. Already off to a good start this week as they will let this quarter run down to zeros, will the Manny Tigers. And we'll flip sides of the field. Quarter number 1 comes to a close. The Leesville Wampus Cats, a couple of touchdowns here in quarter number 1. They lead Manny 14-0. We'll take a break, come back with the second quarter. You're listening to the high school football game of the week on today's Country 105.7.
Hello, I'm Jacob McKee, owner of McKee Agency, and we're here to kick off the football season with peace of mind. At McKee Agency, we know the game isn't just about touchdowns. It's about protecting your team, too. Whether it's home, auto, or life insurance, we've got the coverage you need to stay ahead of the game. Our expert agents are here to help you tackle any challenge so you can focus on cheering for your favorite team. Score big with McKee Agency, your choice for insurance. Call us today and get a free quote, 337-238-2832. Because every play counts, and so does every policy. McKee Agency, where protection is our game plan.
Are you looking for the perfect mix for seafood, burgers, and everything in between? Look no further than the Catfish Hut in DeRidder. Open Tuesday through Saturday, serving up freshly cooked fish, shrimp, and oysters that will make your mouth water. You can dive into the fresh salad bar that is prepared daily, or you can check out some of their daily lunch specials every weekday. Planning a celebration? Catfish Hut has a large party room that is perfect for birthdays, reunions, meetings, and so much more. Swing by and grab a bite to eat any Tuesday through Saturday. That's Catfish Hut in DeRidder, where great food and good times await.
Second quarter here in Leesville, where the Manny Tigers will open with a 2nd and 11 after the 1-yard loss. Cox under center in the I formation. They'll hand this one off. That's a guy who didn't get a carry last week but plays defense, Rodney Waller. And they will give Thomas a breather there, but just a couple of yards there from Waller, and he'll come out. Back in goes Daniel Thomas again. That'll be interesting to monitor. Jonas Hendrickson got nicked up there in the first quarter. So a 3rd and 9. Manny's already converted a couple of third downs. This is the longest one yet. 30 seconds into the second quarter here. Tigers trail Leesville 14-0. 2 receivers in the formation. They'll toss it to the far side to Thomas. He's going to have to make a couple of guys miss. He will not. Pretty good pursuit there. Vahinig in there for the tackle. Mason Williams as well. So 4-down territory here. As it looks like about a 4th and 7. Ball sits just shy of the 30. And we will have a whistle and a timeout. We'll take a 30-second break. Big 4th down coming. They trail Leesville 14-0. You're listening to the high school football game of the week on today's Country 105.7.
Healthcare is so important. That's why choosing the right pharmacy is just as important as seeing the right doctor. You want someone who treats you and your family just like family. Thrifty Way Pharmacy right here in Leesville is just that place. Thrifty Way Pharmacy is locally owned and operated by a caring and knowledgeable staff that will treat you and your family just like family. Thrifty Way cares for our community. Come home. Come to Thrifty Way Pharmacy. Thrifty Way Health Mart, caring for you and about you. Thrifty Way, your hometown choice.
So we didn't even have a timeout, just a stoppage of play, but here goes. Big 4th down, 4th and 7. Wampus Cats need a stop. They'll hand it up the middle, and Rylan Lee gets the carry, and he is short. Again, a 4th and 7. Looks like he got about 5 or 6. Not enough. And the Leesville defense holds. That's turnover on downs.
Volume check here at Wampus Cat Stadium. Let's hear it. They're Wampus Cat defense.
So the defense holds after the 4th and 7. So 10:26 to play. Wampus Cats will take back over at their own 26. Broom on the keep. Makes a man miss. He is into the clear. He's got a couple of defenders behind him. Gets a block. He's at the 40, the 30. And he'll be chased down just shy of the 20-yard line. Big run from Trell Broom on the read option. Big run there. We'll see where they put it. But that opened up. And Broom got some really good blocking out here from his receivers. I believe that was Brown locked up out here on one of the corners. So they put it on the 20.
Wampus Cat first down.
1st and 10, Wampus Cats after the big play. They've had a couple of those. This time, Trell Broom does the damage with his legs. Broom gets the snap. Play action. He's looking to throw. He'll throw it out to the flats. Vahinig makes the catch at the 15. Still on his feet, trying to fight to the 10. Still on his feet inside the 10, and they'll finally send him out of bounds. Took about 4 white jerseys over there with him. But that'll be enough for a first down. Vahinig out there leaked out into the flats on the far side. And Leesville knocking on the door yet again. A couple of minutes gone by here in quarter number 2.
For another Wampus Cat first down.
And that one will move the chains.
To the 8-yard line.
Vahinig back in the backfield in the H-back position. Braxton and Broom. Broom gets the snap, and Braxton shakes a couple of defenders. Then a pretty good pursuit there by the Manny defense. Peyton Hyden in there. Hayden Williams as well. And then about 2 or 3 more white jerseys pursued to the football. So second down from the 8. And before we can run a play, looks like Leesville will take a timeout. We'll take a 30-second break. Wampus Cats lead 14-0, knocking on the door again. They lead Manny. You're listening to the high school football game of the week on today's Country 105.7.
Answer the call. Become an EMT in 12 weeks. Acadian Ambulance and the National EMS Academy are looking for dedicated people just like you to join their upcoming EMT class. With convenient hybrid training, you can become a certified medic and start saving lives. EMT positions are open right here in central Louisiana and across our 4-state service area. This isn't just a job, it's a calling. Seats are limited, so don't wait. Visit becomeamedic.com to get started. That's becomeamedic.com.
Back here at Wampus Cat Stadium where Leesville leads Manny 14-0. They got a second and goal from the 8. And defensively is where Leesville needed to shore it up. And so far they forced a turnover and turned Manny over on downs. Broom in the gun. Braxton to his right. Play action. He's looking to throw. He's looking left. He'll float one out. Pahinik inside the 5. He'll walk into the end zone for a touchdown. They sneaked him under the formation. He was lined up right, went left, and on the bootleg, Broom hits him for an easy touchdown of 8 yards. Leesville 20, Manny to nothing. Nice little play design there. And Sedmore, who's 2 for 2 on extra points, lines up for his third here. 3 minutes into the second quarter. Snap good, hold down, and the kick is right through the uprights. Leesville's had it 3 times. They've scored all 3, this time through the air. Broom to Pahinik from 8 yards out. They lead Manny 21-0. You're listening to the high school football game of the week on today's Country 105.7.
Buying, selling, or refinancing your home? Let the Rethink Title Company work for you. Have a commercial real estate transaction? We can do that too. With over 35 years experience as a full-service real estate title company, we strive to provide personal attention and efficient results throughout the entire settlement process, giving you peace of mind. Give us a call at 337-404-4060 or stop by our office at 116 East Lula Street in Leesville. The team at Rethink Title are proud supporters of our area students and athletes and wish the best of luck on their future endeavors.
Leesville's had it 3 times. They've scored touchdowns on all 3 offensive possessions. They lead Manny 21-0. This one's getting out of hand quickly here as the Wampus Cats, who have started 0-2 here in 2025, look like a completely different team for the first 2 weeks, and they're doing it to a quality opponent. Again, Manny has ran a roughshod over both of their opponents through 2 weeks, and it's Leesville dealing out the damage here in the early goings, and that one will be caught and fielded by one of the up men there. That's Aiden Martin, number 25. Again, no lights here in the press box in my little room. Had to get Vice Principal Logan Maddox on that one. As Manny comes out for their third offensive possession, their first 2 went like this. Fumble, turnover on down. So can't get any worse. And if you're Leesville, it was already better defensively after the first play from scrimmage, because last week against Tioga, they gave up a touchdown on the opening play of scrimmage to Kenny Ponche of Tioga. And this week, they've done a pretty good job so far holding Manny scoreless through a quarter and some change. First down carry from Thomas, and Thomas gets about a yard where he is swarmed by that Wampus Cat defense. Again, you're seeing corners, safeties coming up, making tackles. A lot more aggression here than what I saw on film the last couple of weeks, and we said it, they'll always kind of figure it out. This is a team that's last couple of years have been known for their offense, but that defense is, I mean, you can't get to the semifinals last year without a good defense, and that defense kept them in it last year in Thibodaux for a long time in that game. A lot of new faces out there this year. They're going to figure it out. They're going to run a reverse. Maxey, and he's got some room and looking to make a man miss, and he is bottled up there. Good play by Leighton Combs. He comes up, makes the stick. And that looked like it was going to develop into something bigger than it was, but it's just about a 2-yard gain. That'll make it 3rd and 6.
39 yard line. Put it down.
$7:58 to play here in the half. Leesville leads 21-0. Cox looks to throw. He's got some pressure. He's going to go down. Drop back right into the blitz there as Leesville sent it off the edge. And Kellen Cox is sacked.
Back in the backfield. First man there, Ja'Cory Celestine.
Ja'Cory Celestine and Hickman got in there. Javante Hickman. Celestine coming in from the edge. And that'll force a punt. So a 3-and-out again. Leesville's defense, they're taking out some frustration. After the first couple of weeks, they look pretty sharp, flying to the football and tackling much better than they have the last couple of weeks. Defensively, they have been pretty stout here through 3 drives. Nobody back deep for the punt, and now it looks like Mike Davis goes back there. Davis was in number 13 last year. He's in 3. High snap, but nice job to get it. That one nearly blocked, and they're going to throw the flag. That's a tough break as there's loose change on the field. Falling on it, one of the Wampus Cat players like Cook. They did run into the punter, which is not Hendrickson, who it normally is. Troy Riles back there. They're going to call it a personal foul. That's just bad luck because that was actually inches away from being blocked. Coach Causey throws his hat in disgust. He's not pleased. I don't blame him. Just kind of a bad, wrong place, wrong time situation there. Is again, kind of a high snap. Riles did a pretty good job to keep it. So instead of getting off the field, that'll move it up as they mark the penalty yardage off.
Penalty yardage, first and 10, Tigers at the 48.
So that'll move the ball to the Manny 48 after the 3 and out. They'll toss it to Thomas on the far side. He's got some running room. One of his better runs here in a while. He picks up about 6.
Williams made the tackle. Daniel Thomas carry to the Wampus Cat.
So Daniel Thomas gets it into Wampus Cat territory to the 46. But again, Leesville was going to be off the field there, and unfortunately had the personal foul, roughing the punter penalty after a 3 and out. So they'll just have to play a little bit more defense here as we are halfway through the second quarter. We'll see if Manny gets another play in before the hydration break. Brown and Michael Gargis, the cornerbacks to the near side, they do get a play in, and nearly to the sticks goes Thomas. And they will move the chains. And we probably are going to get the signal for the hydration break, and we do. We'll take a 30-second timeout. It's all Wampus Cats so far here in the first half. They lead Manny 21-0. You're listening to the high school football game of the week on today's Country 105.7.
Do you miss that sweet, savory flavor of a freshly cooked Zwolle tamale? Look no further than the L&W Tamale House at 1547 Oak Street in Zwolle. Owners Wayne and Lenny Spobodo want to hook you up with some of the tastiest tamales in all of North Louisiana. Whether you like them mild, regular, or extra hot, they can take care of all of your tamale needs. Give them a call at 318-645-6407 or visit them Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturdays, 8 to noon. They are proud supporters of all Manny High School athletics and would like to wish the athletes best of luck on their quest for a state championship. For all your tamale needs, visit the L&W Tamale House at 1547 Oak Street or call them at 318-645-6407.
Back here at Wampus Cat Stadium out of the hydration break where it's been all Leesville over Manny. 21-0, 5:54 left in the half. Leesville's had it 3 times. They've scored all 3. A couple of rushing touchdowns from Grant Braxton. And then the most recent touchdown, a Trell Broom 8-yard touchdown pass to Jacob Pahenick. Broom set that last touchdown pass up with a big run on a read option. Kept it himself, got in deep into Tiger territory. 1st and 10. Play action. Leesville sent the blitz, and Cox burned him. He'll go out the back door and be ridden out of bounds. Julius Brown with a nice hit over there. Only see him doing his damage on offense, but he kept that from being a much bigger gain as, again, Leesville sent the pressure off that edge of the far sideline, and the bootleg went. Cox took it out the back door, and a good pursuit drill there by Brown kept it a minimal gain. And it looks like a flag on the play. That'll negate that. Could have been a hold as everybody going one way and in the misdirection. So that'll move it back to the 49 of Manny. So Manny's had a couple big plays marked off by penalties. Again, their first drive of the game resulted in a fumble, and then they turned it over on downs. Would have been a 3 and out here on this drive if not for the roughing the punter penalty. So now they're back out there facing a 1st and 20. Trailing by 21. 2 receivers to the near side. Bell closest to us. Ball's on the ground. And somehow Cox gets it back, and he is shoved back around the 40 by Williams.
Mason Williams makes the tackle.
As well as Devontae Hickman was back there. So a couple of times balls hit the deck here for the Tigers. And not as sharp as they were last week against DeRidder, where they were able to run it whichever way they wanted. Leesville's done a pretty good job so far. Again, it's a welcome sight here for the Wampus Cat fans as Tioga was able to pile up 56 points, and then Sam Houston the week before with 44. So 5 minutes left in the first half. Manny has no bulbs lit up on that visitor scoreboard over there. Second down and 20. They'll toss it back this time and cut down. Julius Brown making it happen out there on defense tonight. And this time Rodney Waller gets a carry again. And he is cut down by Julius Brown there. Pretty good open field tackle.
Third down from the 49.
Ball at the 49-yard line, setting up a 3rd and long. 3rd and 20. Clock moves. 4:20 left in the half. Keelan Maxey splits way out here near us, and we'll have a whistle before this 3rd down. Timeout, Manny. They have one left. We'll take one with them. 4:13 left in the half. It's all Leesville, 21-0. You're listening to the high school football game of the week on today's Country 105.7.
I just opened my student checking account at Barksdale Federal Credit Union, and it was so easy. No minimum deposit, free debit card with reward points, and they waived my monthly fee for just showing my proof of enrollment. Even my younger siblings can open one with a parent. If you're a student, you've got to check this out. Score more perks. Open your student checking at Barksdale Federal Credit Union today. Check them out at bfcu.org.
Must be under the age of 25 and enrolled in school. Minors must have a joint parent or guardian on the account. Federally insured by NCUA.
Back here at Wampus Cat Stadium, 3rd and 20. Manny Tigers looking to convert this. Leesville looking to get off the field on 3rd down for the second time here in the drive. Again, they would have gotten off on a 3 and out. However, there's a roughing the punter penalty. Two receivers split out to the near side here. Bell out close to us. They're sending some pressure. They'll throw it over the middle, and a nice pass break up by Mike Davis Jr. as streaking over the middle there was the tight end, Troy Riles. Davis undercut it and knocked it away. Him and Julius Brown celebrate out there on the defensive side of the ball, which we normally see on the other side of the football. So punting unit will come on for the Tigers again. Nice play as it was one-on-one coverage. Leesville sent a little bit extra pressure. Cox bailing out and had his receiver there, but a nice pass break up by Davis. Cleaner snap here on the punt. And this one will go out of bounds. Not a very far punt at all. But no roughing this time. Riles able to get it off. And Leesville will take over with 4 minutes and 3 seconds left to play in the half.
Wampus Cats will begin 1st and 10. Ball spotted at their 34-yard line.
So Leesville will have it at their own 34. We'll see if they try to punch another one in here and go up 4 scores. Again, they got the football first. So Manny will get it at half. Broom looking to go up top. He's got Davis down there, and that one nearly goes into the 10 over there on the Manny defensive sideline where they huddle under that tent. So Davis ran out of room. Pretty good coverage that time. I believe that was Oxley out there. Actually, that was Evan Wilson out there. So it was not Oxley. 2nd and 10. 3:58 to play here in the half. Broom gets the signal from the sideline, and he'll operate here. He'll get the snap. Braxton gets it. Tried to slip out of a tackle there. Pretty good job by Colo Khan. That would have been a big gainer there. The hole opened up and quickly closed. Braxton picks up a couple. 3rd and 8. Ball at the 36-yard line. Clock runs, 3.5 minutes to play in the half. 3rd and 8. Ball at the 36 of Leesville. Play action, Broom. He'll throw it out into the flats. Bohenic sheds a tackler and lowers the shoulder. Gets up just shy of the 45, and I believe he's got enough for the first down. I think he got it by about a half a yard. Bohenic been active here in the passing game early. Moves the chain toward the Wampus Cats there on a nice play. Needed 8, got 9. He had the touchdown catch a drive ago, and Leesville ready to go here on offense yet again. Broom in the gun, calls for the football. He'll hand it to Braxton. Braxton running left, trying to bounce it outside. Now cuts it back in. Little spin move, and he is wrapped up. Picks up about 3, just shy of midfield, about the 47-yard line.
Evan Wilson, number 10, in on the stop. In a 4-yard. 2nd and 6.
Second down and 6. Ball at the 47. 2:25 to play here in the half. Broom in the gun. Calls for the football. Manny shows pressure. They'll toss it to Braxton. Looking for some running room here on the near sideline. And down he goes. Maybe a yard, if anything, as he is wrapped up. And a little extracurricular after the play. Still no sign of Hendrickson out there on defense. So hopefully he's okay, man, because that is a big part of what the Manny Tigers have done here in the first 2 weeks of the season. Not just on offense, but also on defense. Again, last week, holding DeRitter to 1 of 14 on 3rd down. I mean, we were there. It just wasn't happening for the Dragons. Again, Javon Fairley knocked out of that game early. You're trying to flip over and find the Dragons. They're on I'm sorry, they're not on KJAE. They're on KROK 95.7. You think I'd know that after pulling a couple of shifts. Broom throws this one out into the flats and sails it over Julius Brown's head. And that was near danger there as Evan Wilson was over there playing press coverage on Davis. He kind of drifted off into the zone there, so that'll bring up a 4th and 7, and the punting unit will come out on the field. Ball at the 47.5. Cole O'Con back deep.
Back to receive.
For the Tigers, and Said Moore, who's already gotten a workout back there with his leg, made all 3 of his extra points. He'll be back deep to receive this punt. 4th and 7, 93 seconds to play here in the half. Low snap. He's able to get it. Gets it off quick. End over end. This is a good one. This will pin O'Con back, and is still rolling inside the 10, and it'll settle right at the 5-yard line. Heck of a punt. O'Con couldn't really feel it as it had kind of a sidewinding turn to it. They'll mark it actually at the 6, and a great punt there by Said Moore. He is
47-yard punt.
Come up big here in special teams so far. Made all 3 of his extra points, and now a big punt there will put it deep into their own territory for the Tigers. .122 to play.
1st and 10, Manny just across their 5-yard line.
So they'll put it at the 6. 2 receivers to the far side of the formation. Camden Bell, the widest. Wing back here near us is Rylan Lee. He'll go in motion across the formation. He'll toss it to Thomas. We're going to make a couple of guys miss. He's chopped down there after he crosses the line of scrimmage. Not much more. Again, a very sound performance so far for the Leesville defense here through a half of play. Shutting out the Manny Tigers, who have averaged 42 a game through 2.
2nd down.
Again, some changes personnel-wise for this defense, Coach Causey. And it has paid off so far. As they walk up the safety, Celestine, he crowds the line of scrimmage. He'll toss it to Thomas. And a nice job, a nice open field tackle. Marquell Williams was able to set that edge over there coming up from his corner position. And he chops down Thomas for a minimal gain. 20 seconds to play here in the half. 3rd and 6. I don't think Manny's got to run another play. And they're just kind of halfway huddling up here. And Kellen Cox, here's the deal. You got a couple of skill guys. You got to run those guys in with the plays. Kellen Cox is having to run all the way to the sideline, and it will not matter because the whistle sounds, and the first half comes to a close. And it was a good first half for the home team. Leesville 21, Manny nothing. We will take a break, piece the first half together, come back, tell you what needs to happen here in the second half for the Wampus Cats to pick up their first win here in 2025. Again, at the break, Wampus Cats 21, Manny 0. You're listening to the high school football game of the week on today's Country 105.7.
The Vernon Parish Community Health Center, located at 298 Nolan Trace Parkway in Leesville, strives to provide comprehensive health care for everyone, offering medical and mental health services along with an on-site pharmacy. To schedule an appointment or for more information, contact them at 337-392-0110 or visit them on the web at www.icchc.org. With the Vernon Parish Community Health Center, located here in Leesville, you're never far from quality hometown care.
This football season, don't fumble your chance. We've got unbeatable deals at Benoit Motors. We're your one-stop touchdown spot for Nissan, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Ford, Chevrolet, and GMC, and so much more. Whether you're calling the plays with a rugged Ram, driving a Nissan that's ready to blitz, or cruising in a Chevy or Ford built to dominate the road, we've got the lineup that scores every time. No interceptions here, just game-winning prices and customer service that makes you want to cheer. BuyBenoit.com. Huddle up and head over to Benoit Motors today.
When you're looking for real Hickory Smoked Pit Barbecue, look no further than the Hickory Smokehouse. We're talking brisket, ribs, chicken, and sausage. The Hickory Smokehouse is barbecue done right. Hungry? From lunch to dinner, dining in, or getting it to go, the Hickory Smokehouse has you covered. From mouth-watering barbecue to other delicious menu items like fried catfish, shrimp, barbecue stuffed baked potatoes, po' boys, sandwiches, salads, and the best chicken and sausage gumbo in town. The Hickory Smokehouse, the best real hickory smoked pit barbecue in West Central Louisiana.
With Champion Homes Leesville, you'll always be on the winning team. Champion offers high-quality HUD-manufactured homes at less than half the average price of new site-built homes. No need to wait either. Very efficient off-site construction techniques help you get your new Champion home faster than ever. Visit championhomes.com to search through their signature models like Bourbon, Creole, Pelican, and the Orleans. These are just a few of their top models. Then select Request Info to be connected to one of their many statewide retailers near you. Champion Homes, building up Louisiana one home at a time.
Sports is all about team building. Winning's the goal, but the real learning experience is becoming a team member. And each young athlete is part of the team. The team at West Louisiana Dental Center proudly supports the Wampus Cats. From front desk reception to hygienist and orthodontist to family practice dentistry, their team salutes our young athletes on their teams. All sports, all teams, go team. West Louisiana Dental, 103 Bellevue in Leesville.
This is District 30 State Senator Mike Reese, and I'd like to wish our area teams the best of luck as they strive to bring home a state championship. I would like to congratulate all of our student athletes for their excellence on the field, on the court, and in the classroom. I'm a proud supporter of all of our area teams, bands, cheerleaders, and dance lines. Best of luck to all of our area teams from your District 30 State Senator Mike Reese.
Great food, great drinks, and a great time? You're sure to find all that and maybe more at Double D Steakhouse in DeRidder. Open daily at 11 a.m. They are ready to serve you juicy burgers, delicious chicken dishes, and cut daily certified Angus beef steaks, all cooked over a mesquite grill. Complement your entree with a loaded baked potato, some steamed veggies, or any of their many side selections. Watch your favorite sports teams on one of their mini TVs while enjoying an ice-cold draft beer or one of their many popular drink specials. Double D Steakhouse, located on Highway 171 in DeRidder, for great food, great drinks, and a great time.
Are you paying your bank to hold your money? If so, it's time to make the switch to a bank with totally free checking. Sabine State Bank offers free checking with no fees, no minimum balance, no balance requirements, no analysis fees, and we still include check images in your statements without a fee. There is even a free small business account. If you really want free checking, stop by one of our convenient 45 locations. Sabine State Bank. Our goal, your future success. Member FDIC.
Hello, this is Sheriff Sam Kraft. The Vernon Parish Sheriff's Office is committed to protecting and serving all citizens of Vernon Parish. Senior citizens need our protection and our watchful eyes. Adult taxpayers deserve law and order, and our youth need encouragement and support in order to succeed. The Vernon Parish Sheriff's Office will continue to work with area law enforcement agencies to provide a safe and wholesome environment for all of our families. We are proud to serve Vernon Parish and to call it home.
It's fall on the Bend, the perfect time to enjoy the great outdoors on Toledo Bend. Sabine River Authority invites you to head to Toledo Bend. Enjoy waterfront cabins at Cypress Bend Park or RVing at Pleasure Point and San Miguel Parks. There's plenty to do along Louisiana's largest waterway. Fish, boat, swim, and barbecue. Sabine River Authority, managing Louisiana's recreation destination. And this holiday season, plan a visit to Cypress Bend Park for festive holiday lights along the Bend. Sabine River Authority brings Toledo Bend to life.
Dale Peterson, pharmacist, and the staff at Rosepine Family Pharmacy are proud supporters of the Road to the Championships. Rosepine Family Pharmacy knows that the combination of academics and athletics help young people become well-adjusted citizens. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Call 337-462-0177. Serving the community since 1985, choose your hometown pharmacy to fill your prescription needs.
Mid-South Forestry Equipment in Manny, formerly Patrick Miller Tractor, would like you to know that we're still providing the same great service that our customers have come to depend on. Our name may have changed, but our commitment to the community is still the same. We look forward to continuing to service all your Tiger Cat, Kubota, Land Pride, and Bad Boy needs. Stop in and say hi or give us a call at 318-256-5686 for more information. That's Mid-South Forestry Equipment in Manny, formerly Patrick Miller Tractor.
Gina Choctaw Pines Casino, your place for fun.
Welcome to Cutter Sports Bar, where every play is a win and the food is unbeatable. Enjoy a quick bite from our new value menu or choose from one of our hometown favorite dishes. It's flavor you can bet on. And don't miss karaoke every Thursday night from 6 to 11 p.m. Cutter Sports Bar, an all-around slam dunk.
Gina Choctaw Pines Casino, your place for fun.
Must be 21. Barksdale Federal Credit Union cares about you and your finances. That's why we offer free tools, like free financial counseling, free access to your credit score with monitoring tools and goal settings, and a free money management tool so you can see all of your accounts in one place, even from other banks. Offering more for over 70 years at Barksdale Federal Credit Union. Barksdale Federal Credit Union, celebrating 70 years. Federally insured by NCUA, an equal housing lender.
Just as your local State Farm agent combines good neighbor service with surprisingly great rates, you can combine your home and auto. And guess what you'll get? That's right, good neighbor service with surprisingly great rates. In fact, State Farm agent David Heyman is your go-to agent in Leesville for service you deserve at the price you want. So try combining home and auto today. State Farm agent David Heyman will help you mix and match things perfectly. Call 337-239-9999 for your surprisingly great rates. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to underwriting requirements.
Gotta love that chicken from Popeyes. No one makes that crispy New Orleans-style chicken and fresh, fluffy biscuits like Popeyes. You don't need a special occasion to enjoy the great New Orleans taste of Popeyes chicken. Or maybe it's seafood you're craving. It's great anytime for any meal. Gotta love that chicken and seafood from Popeyes. Popeyes, located in Leesville and Oakdale. Now open till 11.
Some call it over-planning. At Shawson Gas, we call it foresight. Be prepared for the next power outage with a Generac home standby generator. After sensing a power outage, a Generac generator automatically restores your home's power, whether you're home or away. Generac, it's not just a generator, it's a power move. Be prepared this hurricane season and call Shawson Gas at 337-239-2719 to get in line for your new Generac home standby generator. Financing available. Shawson Gas, located at 1107 South 5th Street in Leesville. Ask about their monitoring services for generators and propane tanks.
Football. Ready, break.
KVVP Leesville, DeRitter, Fort Polk. Today's Country 105.7.
Halftime here in Leesville, where it's been all Wampus Cats in the first half. Leesville Manny here in week 3 of the 2025 high school ball season. Sean Larkin with you, Michael back in studio. Pleasure to have you with us. Again, this was a Manny team that came in 2-0. A Leesville team came in 0-2. again, you don't want to get to 0-3 and then you're playing catch-up the rest of the way, and Leesville has answered the bell and some, especially on the defensive side of the ball. We talked about it in the pregame. This was a team that they've given up 100 points in 2 games, 50 points per game, and they have given up 0 through a half against a Manny team that has been able to score it and score at will. And Leesville got the football first. Big 30-plus yard catch by Mike Davis got the Wampus Cats into Manny territory. And Grant Braxton would cap off the opening drive for the Wampus Cats with a 2-yard touchdown run. The extra point was good. So 3 minutes into the game, Leesville leads 7-0. Manny's first drive, they got into a 3rd down, ran a jet sweep, and it was fumbled. Leesville recovered, got it back on Manny's 31, and turned the short field into 6 points. Grant Braxton, his second 2-yard touchdown run of the evening. Extra point good. So 6 minutes into the first quarter, Leesville up 14-0. Manny gets the ball for their second drive, takes it into the second quarter. And on a 4th and 7, they run for 5 yards, not enough. So 2 drives, 2 turnovers by Leesville. As this time a turnover on downs gives it right back to the Wampus Cats. They get it on their own 26. And Trell Broom with a nice read option gets it deep into Manny territory. And an 8-yard touchdown pass from Trell Broom to Jacob Pahinik resulted in Leesville's 3rd touchdown of the first half. Extra point good as well. And again, Manny gets the football back on defense with about I get it back with 9 minutes left. Would have been a 3-and-out for the Wampus Cats, but a roughing the punter extended the Manny drive, and then they would end up punting after a nice pass breakup by Mike Davis Jr. on a 3rd down pass attempt by the Tigers. Leesville punted on the ensuing drive, and then Manny got it back. A great punt, by the way, all the way back to the 6-yard line. And that would be the end of the half. Sed Moore has done a pretty good job here on special teams. He's made all 3 of his extra point tries in that nice punt that pinned Manny deep and ended any kind of threat before the half. So that's where we stand here at the break. Leesville 21, Manny nothing. Again, Leesville's first 3 drives resulted in touchdowns, 2 on the ground and 1 through the air. It's been a pretty good game so far, especially on the defensive side. This was a team that didn't tackle particularly well last week. We saw some new personnel out on the field tonight, and it has paid dividends for the Wampus Cats as they have not even lit up that visitor score side over there with bulbs on the scoreboard. And Manny will get the football to start the 3rd quarter, but again, it has been hard to come by, especially Leesville has been able to get them back into long down and distances, sending some extra pressure, but they've tackled well, man. It's been night and day since the Tioga game last week and week 1 even, if you go back to that game. You could tell they flipped the switch on. Coach Causey, we said it on our Gridiron Gumbo show, which you can hear every Tuesday at 6 o'clock. We said probably wouldn't be a fun week of practice this week if you played scout team offense against that first team defense. But they have tackled well, and it has shown on the scoreboard as they have blanked the Tigers through 2 quarters of play. And the Wampus Cat Band out here entertaining the fans right now during the halftime entertainment. 7:30 still left on the game clock over there. I'm sure that may be restarted. Had a couple of finals so far in the area. Last night, Kinder gets to 3-0. They take it to Rose Pine 52-0, and then a pretty good game for Buckeye and South Beauregard. Buckeye wins that one 28-27. So a couple of finals there. We'll try to get some more. I know Oakdale lost to Welsh. I had that final written down somewhere. Can't find it right away. And then in plenty of action here. Obviously, we're in Leesville tonight. The KJ crew also in Leesville. And Mike Isles and Derek Lee have taken the trip to Newton, Texas, where DeRitter, a banged-up DeRitter Dragons team, is headed over to Newton. And, again, they just got to get out of there healthy, man. They've lost so many guys. I think they were down 5 or 6 starters again tonight. Last week was about the same story. But you can hear that game on our sister station, KROK 95.7. And Mike Isles and Derek Lee, who's joined us a couple of weeks ago. You hear him on the Gridiron Gumbo Show. He has got the headset this week with Mr. Isles. Again, DeRitter at Newton. Next week, DeRitter's back at home against Westlake. The Rams come to town. I saw the Rams week 1. Coach Richardson's got a pretty fun team to watch there, especially offensively, man. They've got some talent. Next week, Wampus Cats, if they can get the win here, they'll head to Pineville for week 4. So back on the road for the Wampus Cats after the game here tonight. But entertaining the home crowd so far through a half, 21-0 over Manny. We'll take a break. come back with some second half keys here again. Probably, in the words of Dennis Allen, just keep doing what you're doing. That's what Coach Ghazi's probably going to tell them. Again, he probably clean up a couple of penalties. Just kind of a bad luck there on the personal foul and the roughing the punter. Nearly blocked the punt. Instead, it resulted in a first down for the Tigers, which later the drive would end on a punt. But, again, it's been all Wampus Cats here so far through a half. And Manny will get the ball to start the third quarter. And, again, we'll see that Leesville defense, they've been flying around, making plays out there all night. Take a break, come back with second half kickoff. Right after this, you're listening to the high school football game of the week on today's Country 105.7.
This is State Representative Charles Owen. I'd like to wish the players, coaches, and managers of the Leesville High School Wampus Cats every success in this 2025 football season. I know you've worked very hard in the offseason, and I know your hard work and dedication are about to pay off for you in this new year. Your effort will make your community, your family, and your classmates at LHS proud of you, and you will earn everything that you get on that playing field. Thank you for your efforts. Go Cats.
Weaver Motors, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealership, 603 South Margaret Avenue in Kirbyville, Texas, is the dealership for you. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, they're only a short, scenic drive across the Sabine River from west central Louisiana. A great sales team working to provide you a great price followed by great service. That's Weaver Motors, Kirbyville, serving the area since 1974. Call them at 409-423-4623. That's 409-423-4623. Worth the drive.
Hello, I'm Jacob McKee, owner of McKee Agency, and we're here to kick off the football season with peace of mind. At McKee Agency, we know the game isn't just about touchdowns. It's about protecting your team, too. Whether it's home, auto, or life insurance, we've got the coverage you need to stay ahead of the game. Our expert agents are here to help you tackle any challenge so you can focus on cheering for your favorite team. Score big with McKee Agency, your choice for insurance. Call us today and get a free quote, 337-238-2832. Because every play counts, and so does every policy. McKee Agency, where protection is our game plan.
Are you looking for the perfect mix for seafood, burgers, and everything in between? Look no further than the Catfish Hut in DeRidder. Open Tuesday through Saturday, serving up freshly cooked fish, shrimp, and oysters that will make your mouth water. You can dive into the fresh salad bar that is prepared daily, or you can check out some of their daily lunch specials every weekday. Planning a celebration? Catfish Hut has a large party room that is perfect for birthdays, reunions, meetings, and so much more. Swing by and grab a bite to eat any Tuesday through Saturday. That's Catfish Hut in DeRidder, where great food and good times await.
Healthcare is so important. That's why choosing the right pharmacy is just as important as seeing the right doctor. You want someone who treats you and your family just like family. Thrifty Way Pharmacy right here in Leesville is just that place. Thrifty Way Pharmacy is locally owned and operated by a caring and knowledgeable staff that will treat you and your family just like family. Thrifty Way cares for our community. Come home. Come to Thrifty Way Pharmacy. Thrifty Way Health Mart, caring for you and about you. Thrifty Way, your hometown choice.
Answer the call. Become an EMT in 12 weeks. Acadian Ambulance and the National EMS Academy are looking for dedicated people just like you to join their upcoming EMT class. With convenient hybrid training, you can become a certified medic and start saving lives. EMT positions are open right here in central Louisiana and across our 4-state service area. This isn't just a job, it's a calling. Seats are limited, so don't wait. Visit becomeamedic.com to get started. That's becomeamedic.com.
Buying, selling, or refinancing your home? Let the Rethink Title Company work for you. Have a commercial real estate transaction? We can do that too. With over 35 years experience as a full-service real estate title company, we strive to provide personal attention and efficient results throughout the entire settlement process, giving you peace of mind. Give us a call at 337-404-4060 or stop by our office at 116 East Lula Street in Leesville. The team at Rethink Title are proud supporters of our area students and athletes and wish the best of luck on their future endeavors.
Do you miss that sweet, savory flavor of a freshly cooked Zwolle tamale? Look no further than the L&W Tamale House at 1547 Oak Street in Zwolle. Owners Wayne and Lenny Spobodo want to hook you up with some of the tastiest tamales in all of North Louisiana. Whether you like them mild, regular, or extra hot, they can take care of all of your tamale needs. Give them a call at 318-645-6407 or visit them Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturdays, 8 to noon. They are proud supporters of all Manny High School athletics and would like to wish the athletes best of luck on their quest for a state championship. For all your tamale needs, visit the L&W Tamale House at 1547 Oak Street or call them at 318-645-6407.
Back here at Wampus Cat Stadium, where the teams are back out on the field in the stretch lines. Got about a minute, 10 seconds left on the game clock. They may wind it up for another minute or so, but it's been all Wampus Cats here in the first half. They lead Manny 21-0 here in week 3. Leesville looking to get into the win column for the first time this season. Manny in danger of dropping their first game here in 2025 as, again, we had them last week. They took it to DeRitter, and it's been a different result here as Leesville has come out and set the tone defensively. You know, we talked about it on the Gridiron Gumbo show. We said that it was probably a bad day to be a scout team offensive player this week here at Leesville football facilities, as they were going to be probably full pads and working on tackling drills. And it has paid dividends here as they have shut out the Tigers through a half. And again, some new personnel. We talked about it. Mike Davis and Julius Brown, usually flashing on offense. They've been playing defense, and they've both been involved in some pretty good plays. Mike Davis, the PBU on a 3rd and 20, and then Julius Brown coming to set the edge a couple of times, making some tackles out in the open field, which was something that Leesville had some trouble with last week. But so far, against a team that wants to run the football at any down and distance, they have shut them down with the exception of a couple of carries. As they do put 2:50 back on the clock, but Leesville, Coach Causey's getting the fellas huddled up over there, and Manny's still going through the stretch lines. Again, it'll be the Tigers to receive it here in the second half. As Mason Williams and the Wampus Cats head over to the sideline. And they're showing 2:25, but it looks like everybody else are ready to roll. Manny's huddled up over there to my left. And again, week 3, both of these teams played last year against each other. It was pretty one-sided last year as well up at Manny. Leesville leads the all-time series 39-11-1. And last year, 60-35. That was one of those get them in, get them out healthy, and get back home for the Wampus Cats. As if I recall, I believe Xavier had about 3 carries. I think it was 3 carries for 98 yards. So all those people that were voting, and no disrespect to JT Lindsay and the rest of those talented running backs, you know, they talked about his game against Iowa not going well, talking about Xavier's. He only touched it 3 times against Manny. Probably could have scored 7 or 8 touchdowns if Coach Causey wanted to run it up. But he didn't. And, again, another thing I always point to when talking about Xavier's incredible year last year was the game at E.D. White, where they had not allowed a 100-yard rusher all season until number 24 came to town last year in the semis. Again, he was a special player. Leesville has churned him out. I actually was at the tailgate, LSU tailgate last weekend. One of my friends, DeRitter alum Todd Kindler, who played baseball at Millsaps down there, was watching his majors in a football game against Belhaven, and he said they had a couple of Galashaws tearing them up. So again, the Galashaws, the Fords, they have churned them out here in the running back position, and it'll be Manny getting the football here to start us in the third quarter. Again, shout out to Todd Kindler. I know he's not listening, but I'll see him tomorrow. And he's in the Millsaps Hall of Fame, actually. Let me field it at the 20 and absolutely destroyed. Holy cow. Javion Dixon lays the wood on the kick returner. I believe that was Martin again. Holy cow. Martin fielded it and got to about the 25 and ran into a literal brick wall. Dixon decleats him, and that is where Manny will start a emphatic start to the half here for the Wampus Cats, who really got after it on defense there in the first half. So Kellen Cox goes back under center, 1st and 10. They'll hand it to Thomas. Not a whole lot of running room there as Thomas is bottled up after about a yard. Man, what a What a hit there.
Cole Cook with the tackle.
Cole Cook, the first to meet Thomas there in the hole. Cook, a sophomore. He's had a pretty nice game so far. He's been involved. And again, you don't want your safeties and your corners making a ton of tackles out there. You can get that first and second level going, stop the run. That put Manny into a third and long a couple of times. They already have. Just a yard there on that Thomas carry, 2nd and 9. Again, no lights here in the press box for me. They go to Thomas again, and he is tripped up after about a yard gain again. Coming out of there, I believe that's Eakes. Pumping his fist, number 53. So again, the front four of Leesville starting to kind of impose their will here. Something we didn't see a lot of last week. Again, a different week. This looks like a whole new defense. And it's been a collective effort. They've been rotating quite a few guys out. They're down in 9. Lee goes in motion across the formation. They're looking to the far sideline. Cox running out of room. He's got pressure, and he'll just sail this one up for grabs, and that one lands into the first row here near us. So good pressure applied off the edge there as Leesville sent Pahinig. Slover in there as well. Again, that first level broke, and that forced the throw out of bounds. So a 3-and-out here to start. Great start for the Wampus Cats on Manny's opening possession of the third quarter. Leesville running guys on and off. Now they have 11 out there. And good hold here. Riles gets the punt off. It bounces at midfield. Davis fields it on a hop. He's looking to make a couple of guys miss. He'll be tackled as he crosses midfield into Manny territory. Looks like they'll mark him down at the 48. That was kind of a risky play as he didn't field the hop cleanly and to kind of double catch it, but he does get it into Manny territory. So a 3-and-out. Manny takes over 10-16, or Leesville takes over 10-16 to play here in the third quarter.
Wampus Cats just started the Manny 48-yard line.
So the best field position of the day for the Wampus Cats. Broom hands it off. Braxton, big hole. He's crossed the 40. Into the clear at the 30, 20, 15, 10. Stays in bounds into the end zone. Touchdown. He got shoved out of bounds nearly by Camden Bell. And he was able to tiptoe down that sideline and into the end zone for his third score of the evening. Grant Braxton from 48 yards out. Again, I thought he was not going to be able to walk that tightrope over there as Bell tried to push him out. And he is able to get it into the end zone. So 27-0 Wampus Cats. After the 48-yard run, snap down, hold is good, and the kick is good. One play, 48 yards. Grant Braxton's third score of the night. All Wampus Cats here in the third quarter. They lead Manny 28-0. You're listening to the high school football game of the week on today's Country 105.7.
I just opened my student checking account at Barksdale Federal Credit Union, and it was so easy. No minimum deposit, free debit card with reward points, and they waived my monthly fee for just showing my proof of enrollment. Even my younger siblings can open one with a parent. If you're a student, you've got to check this out. Score more perks. Open your student checking at Barksdale Federal Credit Union today. Check them out at bfcu.org.
Must be under the age of 25 and enrolled in school. Minors must have a joint parent or guardian on the account. Federally insured by NCUA.
Grant Braxton adds his third rushing touchdown of the night. The first two were 2 yards apiece. This one, a 48-yard gallop down the near sideline. And good blocking up front. He was able to spring loose there at the initial point of attack. And again, Camden Bell tried to shove him out of bounds. He was able to tightrope that sideline and punch it in for his third score. This one fielded at 21 and up across the 30.
Return from the 23.
By one of the up men. Let's take Manasco out there. Again, we saw Dixon lay the wood on that previous kickoff. This time, wasn't able to get down there and impose his will, but again, this is a Leesville defense that has looked night and day from the first 2 weeks. And again, this was a Manny team coming in, averaging 42 a game, running over everyone that got lined up on the other side of them. They'll start from their own 32, and again, it is getting late quickly. 28-0 Leesville. And the defense of the Wampus Cats has shown no sign of slowing up and allowing any score as we have a flag. And it looks like an illegal substitution. The Tigers, so they got 12 guys out there. And Manasco is lined up deep. And he was the 12th. He was just kind of hanging out there by the numbers over on the far sideline. I don't know if they were trying to run the hideout play with him or not, but he was the 12th. So going from bad to worse here for the Tigers, who now start at their own 27. So 1st and 15. Cox hands it off to Thomas, and he is met immediately in the hole. Again, just nothing doing there. And let's try to see who comes out of that pile there. And a little slow to get up is Cole Cook. Called his name a few times, but he was in there first to meet Thomas. And low man wins. He had to get way down there. And he comes up shaking the cobwebs out.
29.
So gain of about 2, 2nd and 13 at the Manny 29. 3 minutes into the second half here. All Wampus Cats, 28-0. Julius Brown showing some pressure. They'll walk up Davis as well. They are coming. Here comes the toss. Nice little kick-out block and cutting it back for a minimal gain there. Nice job to set the edge by Brown here on the near sideline. Just a couple of yards there. Now it'll make it a 3rd and 11. Again, not a whole lot of room to run for Daniel Thomas, who has 7 touchdowns coming into this one. Had 4 in week 1 and 3 last week. He has been bottled up more or less. And again, you're getting to the point of the ball game where you got to kind of throw the running out the playbook because you're down 4 scores. And now it's 3rd and long. We talked about it in an obvious passing situation, but Manny will run the football at you. Maxey splits out to the far side. He's the only receiver out there. They'll look his way. They'll throw the slant to Maxey, and he's bumped on the route, and the pass is incomplete. Davis on the coverage. No flag. Davis got there a tad early, but again, falls incomplete. No flag, and that'll bring up 4th and 11. Can't really go for it here as Troy Riles heads back to punt. And again, we hadn't mentioned it at the break. Jonas Hendrickson, one of their standout fullback safeties, who's been heavily involved in this resurgence, this 2-0 start for the Tigers. He got knocked out on the opening offensive drive, and we haven't seen him since. So hopefully he can get back in. He battled injuries last year, as did Thomas, and that kind of attributed to the 0-10 season. They got hurt about 3-4 weeks in as that punt sails to the Wampus Cat 35. Nobody back deep to receive. 8:15 to play here in the quarter. Leesville will take over their second drive of the half. First one ended in a one-play 48-yard touchdown run by Grant Braxton. Two receivers here to the near side. Logan Seavey and Julius Brown here in the slot. Mike Davis at the top of the formation near the Manny sideline. Broom in the gun. Braxton to his left. Pahinig in the H-back. Manny showing pressure. Here they come. Good pick up there. Broom's going to throw this one up to Brown. A little underthrown, and Brown comes back, makes the catch. Stiff arm, makes a man miss at the 30. He's at the 20, weaving in and out at the 10. Puts on the brakes again. He's inside the 10, the 5. He's down at the 4. What a play by Julius Brown. Nearly an incredible touchdown. Instead, 1st and goal, Wampus Cats. Broom kind of underthrew it. He came back, caught it, stiff-armed the receiver, made a man miss, weaved in and out of a couple of more white jerseys, and down inside the 5 goes Julius Brown. An electric play here. Sets up the Wampus Cats 1st and goal from the 4. They'll bring in a little heavier package here. Brown in the slot. They'll hand it off. Never mind, Broom keeps it. He cuts it back inside the 5, reaches over and into the end zone for the touchdown. Nice stretch there by Trail Broom. Again, faked me out on the read option. Pulled it, cut back, and into the end zone. 5-yard touchdown run from Broom. Wampus Cats 34, Manny nothing. A 2-play scoring drive. Moore lines up for his 5th extra point try. Snap down. Hold is good, and the kick right between the uprights. Tigers give up a deep ball to Julius Brown. He nearly gets in. Trell Broom finishes the job for the Wampus Cats. Leesville all over Manny, 35-0. You're listening to the High School Football Game of the Week on today's Country 105.7.
The Vernon Parish Community Health Center, located at 298 Nolan Trace Parkway in Leesville, strives to provide comprehensive health care for everyone, offering medical and mental health services along with an on-site pharmacy. To schedule an appointment or for more information, contact them at 337-392-0110 or visit them on the web at www.icchc.org. With the Vernon Parish Community Health Center, located here in Leesville, you're never far from quality hometown care.
Wampus Cats go 2 plays, 65 yards in just about 30 seconds. Their first drive took 10 seconds here in the second half. Their second goes 30. 2 plays, the big one, a 60-yard reception, a catch and run, an electric catch and run by Julius Brown, and then a 5-yard touchdown run by Trell Broom. Now the kickoff is fielded and up across the 25, out of bounds at the 26. No whistle there for a late hit as they were trying to wrap the defender up, or wrap the returner up. But again, it is all Wampus Cats here, 35-0. A stop and a score by the Cats here would get that clock moving. But again, nothing's been moving right for the Manny Tigers here after 42 points per game through 2 weeks. They are being held scoreless here through 2.5 quarters. And you got to credit that Wampus Cat defense because Manny's not doing anything different than they have the first 2 weeks. But Leesville has looked so much better defensively. Again, can't say it enough. Tackling. And a 1st and 10. Cox in the shotgun with Thomas to his left. He'll hand it to Thomas, and he is swarmed immediately. Leesville's just got their ears pinned back. Going to work here as coming up from the safety position is Celestine. Again, these guys are coming up from the safety position, corner position. They are bringing the hat. And again, 2nd and long. Nothing coming easy for Thomas. Now spread, 4 wide receiver set here. 2 to the near, 2 to the far. Cox in the gun. He's looking to throw. He'll throw the screen. Thomas, see if he can make a man miss. He does. He puts Cook on skates, dives forward. He's close to the first down marker by about 2 yards, but that was a nice little play design there. They empty out the formation and get their athlete out in space, and Thomas makes a really sure tackler tonight. Cole Cook, he makes him look silly there, putting the brakes on. That's the first time they've gotten Cook tonight as he has been all in the backfield of Manny. This time Thomas gets the better of him, and that'll bring up a 3rd manageable, 2 yards to go here. And you got to start thinking, you can't get this if you're Manny. You might go for it here. Bell comes out to the near side. Bunch formation up to the far sideline. Thomas in the backfield with Cox in the gun. Cox gets a snap. They'll throw a quick out here. And Maxey is hog-tied up top. No face mask, even though the Manny crowd wanted it. There's no face mask there at all. He grabbed him around the neck. Enough for the first down. Maxey's taking some shots here tonight. He caught that 3rd down conversion earlier in the game and got absolutely lit up. And then right there, he got his upper body taken away from him. But he makes the catch, and with that, the first down for the Tigers and a hydration break. We'll take a 30-second timeout. All Wampus Cats 5-0 goes into the high school football game of the week on today's Country 105.7.
This football season, don't fumble your chance. We've got unbeatable deals at Benoit Motors. We're your one-stop touchdown spot for Nissan, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Ford, Chevrolet, and GMC, and so much more. Whether you're calling the plays with a rugged Ram, driving a Nissan that's ready to blitz, or cruising in a Chevy or Ford built to dominate the road, we've got the lineup that scores every time. No interceptions here, just game-winning prices and customer service that makes you want to cheer. BuyBenoit.com. Huddle up and head over to Benoit Motors today.
Last update we had from Newton, the Dragons and the Eagles. The Ritter taking that trip over to Newton this year after Newton visited them last year. 16-all at the break. Again, that is a Dragons team. That's pretty much the walking wounded. Might as well be sponsored by Beauregard Memorial Hospital out there, as they have been banged up, man. It's just about getting healthy for the Dragons. So after the hydration break, Maxey converts the first down. Now they send some pressure at Pahinik. Gobbles up. Quarterback Kellen Cox right there. He sacks him and drops him back for a big loss. Flag comes in late. They may get Pahinik for an excessive celebration, although it wasn't too excessive. He didn't really get into the face of the quarterback, but they do call unsportsmanlike conduct on Pahinik after the sack. So, again, kind of a unfortunate event there. As Coach Causey cycles in and out defenders. And it actually doesn't look like it was on Pahinik. I believe it's on Celestine because he is getting a stern talking to from Coach Causey. Again, probably just a little over-emotional. Again, this is a Leesville defense that's given up 50 a game through 2 weeks. They've been wearing it, man. Like, you can pinpoint one side of the football. They have more than answered the bell this week. So you could tell probably a little extra emotion there. So I'm sure we'll see. And Celestine's had a great game, too. So he'll be out there again. Again, had to just get some coaching over here from Coach Causey on the sidelines. Again, up 35-0, still giving it to his guys, trying to get them through the tape. So after the penalty, a second down, they'll try to set up a screen. That one blown up nearly. Cole Cook right there. If that one wouldn't have hit the lineman.
Cole Cook in coverage.
Gage Sanders was out there, as was the rest of the Manny offensive line. They were trying to get it back to Thomas, this time on the near side. Cole sniffed it out, and Cole Cook he'd had a clear shot there at the running back, and that'll set up a 3rd and 8. 5 minutes to play here in the third. Wampus Cats subbing out defensive linemen. We'll see if they send some extra pressure here. Third and 8. Cox back under center in the I formation. They'll toss it to Thomas. Looking to run left. He's got some blockers, and he is up near the first down marker. Might be about a half yard shy. Not a very generous spot there. It looked like he might have fell over the sticks, but instead it'll be 4th and 1, and Manny's definitely going to go for it here. We'll see if Leesville sells out.
4th and 1.
Ball at the 48. Got to get to the 49. 4:40 to play. It's pretty much the ball game here. If Leesville gets the stop, they'll be in Manny field position and with a chance to get the clock running. Here we go. 4th and 1. Cox under center. They'll toss it to Thomas. Thomas has got the first down and some into Leesville territory. He is just shy of the 45. They'll mark him. Looks like they'll mark him about the 48.
First down, Tigers.
Again, nice burst from Daniel Thomas. And he's named one of the lone junior captain on this team. They actually only give him the 49, so into Leesville territory by a yard. Devontae Hickman back on the field for Coach Causey. Slover off. Both of those guys made an impact so far up front. They'll hand to Thomas. Thomas lowers his head and gets a minimal gain. Nice finish of the block there by one of the offensive linemen, 51. That's Lane Green, the right tackle. He came and sent one of those Leesville defenders over there near the Manny sideline. He finished that run. Talk about blocking to the whistle. 2nd and 9 after the Actually, they give him 2, so it's at the 47, 2nd and 8. Clock continues to run. 3.5 minutes to play here in quarter number 3. It's all Wampus Cats over the Tigers, 35-0. High formation. They'll toss to Thomas, this time near side. He cuts it back, breaks a tackle, and he is undercut there, just about a yard shy of the first down marker at the 40-yard line of Leesville.
Daniel Thomas carry.
3rd and 1. So Manny offensive line starting to kind of lean on this Leesville defense a little bit here on this drive. And this is their 3rd drive of the second half. First 2 resulted in punts. A couple of first down pickups here. A 4th and 1. Just a few plays ago keeps this drive alive for the Tigers. Wampus Cats start to walk a couple of guys up into the box. Tight formation, power formation. They'll toss it to Thomas. He's looking to get out the back door. And he's cut down. Nice tackle there by Marquell Williams. But just shy of the 45 to the Leesville 46 goes Thomas.
Tiger first down.
That'll be a first down.
At the Wampus Cats.
2:35 to play here in the 3rd. Some of the fans starting to make their way to the exits. One guy I haven't seen who I thought I would see up here in this press box is Vice Principal Logan Maddox. I texted him about food in the first quarter, and I have not seen him. 1st and 10, they'll go back to Thomas. Thomas falls forward. Thought the ball came out for a minute. Just a couple of bodies diving on the turf there as Thomas gets it across the 45 to the 44. And we will have a timeout by Leesville. So, again, they've been kind of leaning on this Leesville defense. So, Coach Cosby will take a timeout and let the Wampus Cat defenders catch their breath. They lead Manny 35-0. You're listening to the high school football game of the week on today's Country 105.7.
When you're looking for real Hickory Smoked Pit Barbecue, look no further than the Hickory Smokehouse. We're talking brisket, ribs, chicken, and sausage. The Hickory Smokehouse is barbecue done right. Hungry? From lunch to dinner, dining in, or getting it to go, the Hickory Smokehouse has you covered. From mouth-watering barbecue to other delicious menu items like fried catfish, shrimp, barbecue stuffed baked potatoes, po' boys, sandwiches, salads, and the best chicken and sausage gumbo in town. The Hickory Smokehouse, the best real hickory smoked pit barbecue in West Central Louisiana.
Back here at Wampus Cat Stadium, where Leesville enjoying a 35-0 advantage over the Manny Tigers, who came in 2-0. Leesville searching for their first win of the 2025 campaign after reaching the semifinals last year for the first time since 1995. A fantastic year for Coach Causey and the Wampus Cats. They'll hand it off, and that's a big run into the open field inside the 10, breaking a tackle inside the 5, and no signal yet. And still no signal, but Rodney Waller's got a couple of touches tonight. He's got those dreadlocks poking out of the back of the helmet. He looked like Marshawn Lynch right there, and they do give him the touchdown. So they didn't give me a signal, but they are lining up to kick the extra point. What a run by Rodney Waller again. I told you he's got the dreadlocks out of the helmet. He looked like Marshawn Lynch. It gave me flashbacks of 2010 wildcard game in Seattle. Marshawn Lynch was just shaking off Saints left and right. They faked the field goal. Cox has it. He's looking for somebody open. They make the catch for the 2-point try. He finds Peyton Hyde, and that was well designed. Again, it faked me out because the kicker actually went through the motion and everything. They kind of put it behind their back. Cox gets it out to Hyden, and they convert the 2. So with 1:57 to play in the 3rd, Leesville 35, Manny 8. You're listening to the high school football game of the week on today's Country 105.7.
Attention! Champion Homes Leesville is hiring skilled craftsmen to join their expanding team. Whether you're an electrician, plumber, welder, or mechanic, they have a spot for you. Benefits include company match 401k, paid vacation and holidays, medical, prescription, dental, vision, and life insurance. Still not convinced? Get this. They offer weekly production bonuses and a chance to be entered into weekly drawings of $500 with perfect work attendance. And you're eligible to purchase a Champion home at retail cost after 1 year of employment. Don't overthink it. Visit championhomes.com to apply today.
So the Tigers get on the board. The shutout is no more for the Wampus Cat defense, but again, a long drive. That started at the 7:45 mark, a near 6-minute drive there for the Tigers. Converted a 4th and 1 on the drive, but it was a 37-yard touchdown run by Rodney Waller. Again, he's got a couple carries tonight. 2-point try is good. Again, probably getting those carries in light of the Hendrickson injury. But the 2-point play was impressive, man. That blew my mind. Well, they were lining up for the extra point. We saw they kind of had an adventure with it last week. As Braden Goodman, the kicker, again, it was an adventure out there. They had him set up, lined up for the extra point, and again, he went through the motion, kicked it. Problem was, Cox pulled it back and ran a well-executed fake, found Hyden in the back of the end zone for the 2-point try. We'll see if Manny tries any. And they do try the onside kick. That one's not even going to go 5 yards. It goes 4. And if you're Leesville, you got to get away from it as Mike Davis comes and shoves his teammate away. Like, you can't touch it. Don't even get close. And there's the flag for the illegal procedure. But again, yeah, you don't want any of your guys close to that. Coach Causey is going ballistic on the sideline, and they are giving it to Miles Marlin over there. Again, he wasn't touching it, but you can't even get close. You don't want to get close. The ball didn't go 10. It didn't even go 5. So, again, you coach them hard. Coach them just as hard in wins as you do in losses. And Miles Marlin's a senior. He knows.
Began 1st and 10.
But Leesville will have it at the Manny 44-yard line. But, yeah, you don't want to, have that. That's an oblong-shaped object that could roll all kinds of ways. So here we go. Leesville scored on every drive so far here in the second half. Broom gets it in the gun. He'll throw it to Seavey, his first catch. He is just shy of the 35, down to the Manny 36. Nice grab there. Seavey had a nice catch last week. A big gainer against Tioga.
7 yards.
7-yard gain there, 2nd and 3. Leesville lining up quickly. Trell Brooms had a nice day tonight. Balls for the football. He's looking Seavey's way. He'll just sit down in that zone, make a man miss, and he'll be tackled at the 31. Again, giving him some cushion, and Seavey's just working that zone here to the near sideline, and that'll move the chain. So after going without a catch through almost 3 quarters, he has them all back-to-back plays, and he moves the sticks. He's in the slot again. They still have some cushion on him. This time, they'll go the other way. They've got a man out there. It's Davis. Jump ball, and just out of the reach. He had a step on Maxey. Markel Williams was down here to the near side. They had Seavey in the slot. Again, they've been working that little hitch route with Seavey, and Davis got a step back there behind Keelan Maxey. So a near touchdown. That's about. Broom would like to have that one back. If he'd had it to do over, he would probably put that one in the breadbasket. But again, near touchdown pass there. They'll hand it off to Braxton. He's got a big hole, makes a man miss. He's at the 20, foot race to the end zone, the 10, the 5. He high steps in. Touchdown, Wampus Cats. And it is Braxton for the 4th time. And the confetti shoots off here in the Leesville fans. It's like a couple of Rose Pine Eagles made the trip here. I believe that's Jacob Norris walking out. I think Barrett Cootie back there as well. And Zed Moore, looks like he might have didn't catch this one right. His first miss of the night. However, Leesville adds on 41-8, 50 seconds left in the third. You're listening to the high school football game of the week on today's Country 105.7.
Sports is all about team building. Winning's the goal, but the real learning experience is becoming a team member. And each young athlete is part of the team. The team at West Louisiana Dental Center proudly supports the Wampus Cats. From front desk reception to hygienist and orthodontist to family practice dentistry, their team salutes our young athletes on their teams. All sports, all teams, go team. West Louisiana Dental, 103 Bellevue in Leesville.
About the only thing that hasn't gone right tonight for the Wampus Cats is a couple of penalties, and then just most recently, Sed Moore's latest extra point. He's made every one but this last one. However, it's not going to factor in unless you had the over-under. Leesville leads Manny 41-8. 50 seconds to play here in the third. Again, before that, he was 5 for 5. And he's been pretty solid from the extra point. And that one fielded and just fell on. I believe that's Manasco. Tatum Manasco, number 49. And that is where Manny will start. Looks like the 21, I believe they'll mark it.
Back again. First and 10.
So 41-8. We may start to see some new guys working in, but it's still Davis, Brown, Combs out there in the secondary. I believe Markel Williams is out there. He's still out there as well. Celestine back in. Cole Cook in the middle. Pahinek outside, and Mason Williams as well, the linebackers. This is a defense that's done a pretty good job tonight. Now hand this to Waller. This time he will not get past the line of scrimmage. Williams and Celestine come in to make the tackle. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. Again, talked about it. Hendrickson, we saw it last week with Manny and DeRitter. We saw Javon Fairley go out early and how big of an impact that was for DeRitter's offense. You can probably guess it's going to be a huge factor. He's been a part. Him and Daniel Thomas have been a big factor in the Manny resurgence so far here in 2025. And not just on offense, but on defense as well. He had a forced fumble, I think, week 1. But look, you lose a guy like that on the opening drive. It's going to play a big factor in your production and what you do on offense. It's hard to come back, but man, you got to credit Leesville for just smelling blood and attacking as the quarter will end, and we will flip sides of the field. Again, it's been all Wampus Cats here as we head to the final 12 minutes. They lead Manny 41-8. You're listening to the high school football game of the week on today's Country 105.7.
This is District 30 State Senator Mike Reese, and I'd like to wish our area teams the best of luck as they strive to bring home a state championship. I would like to congratulate all of our student athletes for their excellence on the field, on the court, and in the classroom. I'm a proud supporter of all of our area teams, bands, cheerleaders, and dance lines. Best of luck to all of our area teams from your District 30 State Senator Mike Reese.
Great food, great drinks, and a great time? You're sure to find all that and maybe more at Double D Steakhouse in DeRitter. Open daily at 11 a.m. They are ready to serve you juicy burgers, delicious chicken dishes, and cut daily certified Angus beef steaks, all cooked over a mesquite grill. Compliments your entree with a loaded baked potato, some steamed veggies, or any of their many side selections. Watch your favorite sports teams on one of their mini TVs while enjoying an ice-cold draft beer or one of their many popular drink specials. Double D Steakhouse, located on Highway 171 in DeRitter, for great food, great drinks, and a great time.
Back here at Leesville, where the Wampus Cats have been in control from the jump and got up 21-0. That lasted to the half. And they are now up 41-8 as Manny begins the fourth quarter with a 2nd and 10. Cox tosses this one to Waller. Waller looking to get the outside. He spins out of a tackle, and then he is ridden down. After a nice gain there, let's set up about a 3rd and 5. But again, didn't get a whole lot of touches on offense last week. Was all over the field on defense for the Tigers. But he's got a touchdown tonight, a 37-yard run that, like I said, gave me flashbacks from 2010 in Seattle when Marshawn Lynch is still breaking Saints tackles. And young, let's see, I was 19-year-old me's heart there in the second or the wild card of the playoffs. I don't even think Marshawn Lynch could have got through the Wampus Cat defense tonight, as they have been pretty stout. So a 3rd and 5. They'll go back to Waller on a cutback, makes a man miss, spins out of a tackle, and then finally pretty good pursuit there by the Leesville defense. Again, you're having defensive backs like Julius Brown coming up, making tackles, finishing tackles. I mean, that tells you there was an attitude change here at practice this week, Coach Causey's bunch. Again, they'll figure it out. They always do. It's now to be a 4th and about, looks like a long 2. Kellen Cox gets the play from the sideline. Again, we've got to start running in some split ends for him out there and wear himself out. Might be the last we see of Daniel Thomas tonight as it's Waller back there still in the backfield. It's like Lee in the fullback spot. Hand it off. Waller looking to bounce outside, and he is not going to get it. Looks like Leesville holds. They'll take over on downs after the 4th and 2 is stopped.
Wampus Cats hold. Wampus Cat plans. Let's hear it for your Wampus Cat defense.
So the 4th and 2 is stopped. And Leesville with a chance to really get us in motion here as they'll take over with 10:26 to play in the ball game on the Manny 29. Again, another score would get that clock in motion. I know Mr. Mike Holt would like that, as would I, as I got to drive to Baton Rouge in the morning. Broom still in there with Braxton to his right. Braxton sitting on 4 touchdowns. They're going up top. Broom shakes out of a sack, and he'll carry a couple of defenders. It's a good job to turn lemons into lemonade there as he picked up about 2 yards. He was in the grasp and just felt the pressure bearing down on him, and he went ahead and dove forward and picked up a couple. So 2nd and 8. Clock continues to run. 10 minutes left here in the ball game. Leesville leads Manny 41-8. And it's a good thing we're not playing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and I used the lifeline because I would have used it on Logan Maddox tonight, vice principal here at Leesville now, and he would have not came through, so I would have died of starvation. 9:48 to play. They'll hand it to Braxton. He's looking to bounce it outside off the left tackle. Gets out of a tackle, stays in bounds, and picks up the first down, and finally dragged out of bounds. That's a really good run there. Nice footwork on the far sideline to make a couple of guys miss and pick up a few more. (41-8), and that'll move the chains. Yeah, this is a Manny defense that saw a heavy dose of the run last week from DeRitter. They've been on their heels tonight. They'll hand it to Braxton again. Braxton through the first wave, trying to bounce it outside, and stiff-arming a defender. Breaks out of that one. He's at the 10, makes a man miss, and finally ridden down. My goodness, what a run. Again, he had a man grabbing him up top, and he just planted him in the ground. I don't know how he stayed up. If he would have scored on that, that would have been a phenomenal individual effort. Regardless, it was. Now the ball is at the 5. Looking down here, Coach Causey talking to his defender, Ja'Cory Celestine. Broom on the keeper, inside the 5, still on his feet, and he'll be pushed back before he crosses the plane. I see Coach Causey down there talking to Celestine. It was him earlier that had the flag on the personal foul and sportsmanlike conduct, but there were smiles down there. So, again, Coach Causey's going to coach him all the way to the end of the whistle. No gain there on the Broom keep. And they'll hand it to Braxton. Braxton lowers his shoulder. He's at the 5, and he'll be slung out of bounds or near the boundary. Cash Oxley hadn't called his name much tonight, but he was all over the place against DeRitter last week. He broke up about 4 or 5 passes. Again, I probably called his name 10 times last week. He was blanketing coverage, not this week, as Leesville's offense had their way. 3rd and goal from the 5. Broom looks to throw. And speaking of draped all over the receiver, Maxey all over Brown and forces the incompletion. And Leesville are going to go for it here on 4th and 5, I believe, as Sed Moore has not came onto the field yet. So 4th down. And never mind, they will yell field goal out. So clock moves with 8:20 to play. Much to the disappointment of me up here in the press box. They'll try the field goal. But again, we'll get to see Sed Moore, who was 5 for 6 on his extra point tries. This one, 22-yarder. Snaps down, and the kick is no good. So the Manny defense holds Leesville out of the end zone and forces the missed field goal.
Vikings take over.
8:24 to play. Manny takes over. And they'll put that one, I believe, at the 20, I think is the rule there. I believe if any kick inside the 20 is missed, it goes back to the 20, I think is the rule. Don't want to spread any fake news, but I believe that is the rule. The ball is at the 20, but I think any field goal inside of the red zone is moved back to the 20. I think you kick it from the goal line, and it's moved back to the 20. Again, don't quote me on that, but I'm almost positive that is the result, as now to be 1st and 10 from the 20. Tigers back on offense. They'll hand this one up quick and immediately hit at the line of scrimmage. I think that's Rylan Lee. And Leesville's defense has Cole Cook in there from his linebacker spot. Mason Williams, the linebacker, is just filling the gaps. 2nd down and 7 after the gain of 3. Leesville section started to empty out here. Everybody's starting to beat that downtown Leesville traffic. They'll hand this to Waller. He has to make a man miss in the backfield. He won't do it, as Celestine looks like he was the first to get back there and get hands on the running back. And it was Jacory with the TFL, as coming up slow there. One of the receivers, Bell, limps back. But again, Celestine coming off that edge, setting the tone. Nice open field tackle. Again, everybody on that Leesville defense has contributed tonight, and they have tackled well. That is not something they did against Tioga, as we talked about on Tuesday. Watching that film again last night, it was not characteristic of this defense, and they have flipped the script here in week 3, and they are 7 minutes away from picking up win number 1 here in 2025. They're down to 10. Cox under center, I formation. Play action. He'll roll right into the blitz, shakes off a tackler. He's going to have to make something happen. He runs right back into Celestine. He came off the edge, missed him the first time. And on the change of direction, Cox trying to look like Patrick Mahomes out there. He ran right into a grounded Celestine as he just grabbed him by the legs and brought him down to the turf with him. So a sack on 3rd down kills the drive. Pretty good series for Jacory there. 2 big plays, 2 tackles for loss, a sack. And they dialed it up, did the Wampus Cats. And the pressure gets home. So now the punt, Julius Brown standing at the Manny 30. Thought it was blocked. Might have been, but it goes out of bounds. All things considered, not a bad punt. It looked like it did get partially blocked, but it goes out of bounds at the Manny 30. So with 6:12 to play, Leesville trying to put the final nail in the coffin here, as they'll actually mark it at the Manny 28. So that big sack did push the punter, Riles, back into his end zone, but that could have been a lot worse. As Broom in the offense is going to put the finishing touches on what's been a pretty good night here for both sides of the football, and special teams included. They'll send some pressure. Braxton shakes off the first wave and lowers the shoulder, still on his feet inside the 25, inside the 25 to the 23. Pretty good gain there. And at the 6-minute mark, we have hit our final hydration break. We'll take one as well. It's been all Wampus Cats here in this one, 41-8. They lead over Manny. You're listening to the high school football game of the week on today's Country 105.7.
Are you paying your bank to hold your money? If so, it's time to make the switch to a bank with totally free checking. Sabine State Bank offers free checking with no fees, no minimum balance, no balance requirements, no analysis fees, and we still include check images in your statements without a fee. There is even a free small business account. If you really want free checking, stop by one of our convenient 45 locations. Sabine State Bank. Our goal, your future success. Member FDIC.
Football. Ready, break.
KVVP Leesville, DeRidder, Fort Polk. Today's Country 105.7.
Back here at Wampus Cat Stadium, the final hydration break of the night. Leesville 41, Manny 8. Leesville with the football, looking to add one more. Caden Kaye in the slot. Looks like a couple of new receivers. Still Terrell Broom and Braxton. Braxton, big hole. Stiff arm, still on his feet inside the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Grant Braxton, number 5 on the night. From 24 yards out, he puts the exclamation mark on what has been a brilliant night for the Wampus Cats. In showing off the ability to break the tackles. Grant Braxton, his 5th score of the night, and Sedmore lines up for the extra point. It's down, and the kick is good. So he's back on the beam. Leesville leads by 40. 5:53 remaining in the ballgame. It's 48-8. You're listening. The high school football game of the week on today's Country 105.7.
Hello, this is Sheriff Sam Kraft. The Vernon Parish Sheriff's Office is committed to protecting and serving all citizens of Vernon Parish. Senior citizens need our protection and our watchful eyes. Adult taxpayers deserve law and order, and our youth need encouragement and support in order to succeed. The Vernon Parish Sheriff's Office will continue to work with area law enforcement agencies to provide a safe and wholesome environment for all of our families. We are proud to serve Vernon Parish and to call it home.
Back here at Wampus Cat Stadium, where the Leesville offense puts an exclamation mark on what has been a brilliant night. And I have to take back everything I said, because now joining us here on the set is now Leesville Vice Principal Logan Maddox. Logan, how are you?
Better now. I'm getting messages that I'm not doing my job about food, so here we are.
Somebody was listening in.
And yes, I got a few text messages. When I got one from Mr. Heyman, I said, I better go make this happen.
Oh, and this kickoff, Waller has trouble with it. Yeah, look, I told Mike you were going to be up here at I don't know, half, third quarter maybe. And here we are with nearly a running clock.
Well, you brought us good luck. That's a good thing.
I mean, look, I did. There were rumors at this station and with other media guys that there was a black cat around here. You know, somebody was bad luck.
Right. I thought it was me for a while.
Well, they accused it of being me, but then last year Chaston went to Iowa, and they lost. I was with the Wampus Cats all the way to the semis. So Manny will take over at their own 37. So it wasn't me. We found out it was not me.
Good.
Because they had first time since 95. It was definitely not me, but it has been a pretty good night. Also, the light doesn't work, so if you could fix that too before I get here.
Just add it to the list.
Yeah, look, I'll text it to you, but how's everything been going?
So far, so good, Sean. We can't complain at all. Been a good 6 weeks to start the school year. Everything's moving forward.
Can you believe, we're already in, obviously week 3, about to be week 4 of the football season.
Right, week 6 of school.
Week 6 of school. Fair week's coming up.
Fair week.
So you'll be getting a little break there. We'll start the Monday off thing pretty soon, right? I think.
Right. Looking forward to that.
I don't know what that schedule even is.
Me neither, but we are excited.
Okay. I've got a feeling you're going to have, as it'll be 2nd and 5 here for Manny, I got a feeling you're going to have some kids either not show up one time and think it was school, or show up and there be no school.
It's probably going to be option A, where they tell their parents we don't have school today, but we really do.
And going up top here, Cox to Keelan Maxey, and for the second time in 2 weeks, he is into the end zone on the long catch and run. I believe that is a 67-yard touchdown pass.
67-yard touchdown.
And that's Maxey's second touchdown of the season. So that kind of puts a damper on the Leesville defensive effort tonight. But, again, that was a quick strike there as Cox let it rip, getting behind the defense. I'm sure Leesville will be upset about that one in the film room. But, yeah, Fair Week is coming up. And then, like we said, homecoming. So when's homecoming? 2 weeks? 3 weeks?
October 10th. Thursday? No. October 10th-ish.
Okay.
Maybe 11th.
You're supposed to know that.
Somewhere in that time.
The extra point is good. So with 4:57 remaining, Manny adds on 48-15. We'll just keep it right here. Look, like I said, it's going to be a little different not having you coaching games for the Eagles, but I know you enjoyed your time there, and everybody, again, as a Rose Pine alum, if you didn't know, people, I graduated from Rose Pine 2009, so I'm not as super biased as I could be.
Right.
Because if you've listened to some of the broadcasts, I'm more critical, I think.
Right.
That gives me a little leeway, but I can say we really are going to miss you there. Obviously, I enjoyed your time there.
Some of them were here tonight.
I saw that.
I spoke to 20 of them.
I saw Jacob walk by with that crew.
It was 20 or so of them here. Like, great kids, great community. Nothing but positive to say about the whole experience. Just opportunities arise that sometimes you have to put your own family first.
Yeah.
And this is one of those times
Absolutely.
where we just kind of took the next step in my personal career, kind of checked the boxes of coaching career. So here we are.
Yeah, and listen, we talked about checking a box, man. That's a box for Rose Pine that hadn't been checked in since the year I was born.
Yeah.
We talked about that ad nauseum last year. Most of the time we do basketball season, and look, Vernon Parish has been so good. This area has just been, we've been so blessed.
Right.
I mean, to just have teams down in Hammond, not just one, like we're talking 9 or 10 games down there, and then at Burton the same way. Usually it's you doing games with me late in the year. But last year it was Coach Kiley getting to do a game for you.
Yeah,
and that was pretty cool, man. Like, you deserved it. You put a lot in with that group.
Well, I told Coach Lewitt, I don't think a common person understands when you work 5 years for one game at Newman.
Yeah,
that was a lot of work going into one night.
And look,
thank God we were able to achieve that goal.
And
it kind of made it all worth it.
That was a Newman team that had won, 3 in a row.
3 in a row.
Regardless of what happens with the LHSA, that's a team that lined it up, rolled the ball out there, and pretty much blew everybody out. As Julius Brown's going to have to make some guys miss out here. He'll just fall down at the 30. That's pretty smart. But, yeah, look, you go and beat that team who's been to Burton and took the trophy home several times in the last few years to basically, for all intents and purposes, it ended the Newman dynasty is what it did because Randy Livingston is no longer the head coach there. It was awesome, man. It was awesome for the community getting to see them come out. And now I just want to kind of flip it now that you're here. What's the community support been like? Because I traveled with this group to the semis down to Thibodeau last year, and they brought a heck of a crowd. Basketball games have been fun. It's been pretty awesome.
I made my first volleyball game last night.
Man.
The first time in probably 10 years since I was at Jennings.
And after this, Carrie, I was going to tell you, we've got some subs in. Get the rosters out, which, again, had to piece that together. Shout out to you. Got Braden Vargas in at quarterback, and I believe that was Miles Marlin with the carry. Volleyball.
Opening, welcoming Miss Heyman, obviously welcoming staff, student. It takes a while to build relationships, and that's my main thing. It took me a month or so for people to kind of open up and show you're a new guy.
Yeah, they don't want to give you all the information. They're not going to come to you.
And it's so I've built good relationships. That was step one, and we're going in the right direction with everything here.
7-yard gain by Marlin there on first down, and these will let the clock wind on down. 13 seconds on the play clock, 4 minutes left on the game clock. Yeah, look, you talked about volleyball, man. That's a sport. I was actually having this conversation the other day. As Marlin's going to get a carry here, he's going to have to make something out of nothing. He does get to the first down marker, and then he's pushed back by a host of Tigers. But that's a sport, man. Like, I went when I was down at Baton Rouge. I coached at Dunham, and Miss Donna Pixley, she was the head volleyball coach. They started like traction down there, so they ran like the AAU volleyball circuit. And let me tell you, man, that when you get like a program and get behind that. That is a fun sport, man. They packed it out for junior high meets.
The first 15, 18 points is a little chill. When you get to that 22, 23 minutes, the intensity picks up pretty high.
And again, there's not many teams here in the area that have volleyball. Obviously Leesville does. I don't believe DeRitter does. Maryville actually just got a volleyball team. They just started theirs. I think they play in that Sam Houston League or whatever. As Marlon's going to get another carry here.
Yeah, last night we had Washington Marion here in the gym.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. Like I said, I used to go to we'd have middle school practice, and they'd have junior high meets, and they were packed out. And the varsity meets were awesome. She did a really good job there. when I was there. I mean, it was a blast. Like, if you could get something like that, a sport like that, I think it could catch on here. Obviously, you got to have the right resources and coaches. As a minimal gain there, 2nd and 10. Clock continues to run, 2:40. But, yeah, man, that's a sport that I really wish would catch on everywhere because I feel like South Bow could probably field a pretty good.
I feel like volleyball and soccer in this area is kind of starting to pick up. It took it a long time to trickle, but it seems like it's kind of picking up across the area.
Yeah, and then the youth league in Beauregard, as this one, the Kaye is going to be caught. Flag flies in. We don't need any of that. They might have hit the quarterback late.
They're smoking.
Yeah,
so, like back to, Miss Heyman's laid a tremendous foundation, to be successful in all the sports. We hired in a couple of new coaches. Coach Westbrook, I told you earlier. He came in at the end, from what I'm gathering, about March or so last year. But what a high class. Been a head coach in Texas.
Yeah, you were raving about him during pregame. You're really excited about him.
I truly like him. He brings a lot of energy. He's relatable. Seems to be a great guy.
And a lot of things, people don't realize. Man, it's not just head coach. I mean, obviously, Coach Causey's just fantastic. Yeah. But, man, the more, football guys you can get in to be assistants, that just elevates the program.
Well, look, standing behind Coach Causey, that's Coach Cook, pastor level, high character, head coach at Tioga last year.
Marlon still on his feet, breaking tackles left and right on the near sideline. He's going to get the first down. Holy cow, he ran about 50 yards to pick up 10.
Right. Yeah, Coach Cook is a high character guy.
So he was at Tioga last year. Yeah.
Coach for the past 8 or 9 years. So, to bring those.
And that's a good group last year.
To bring the head coach. We hired 2 head coaches in as assistants. So that was a very, very, Coach Lewitt for basketball. He worked at Northwestern. He just left Oral Roberts, head coach of John Curtis in New Orleans. I mean, what a won a national championship. I think we hit 3 solid home runs with the coaches that we were able to hire.
And again, we talk about it in between breaks here, me and Mike. Basketball season's right around the corner. You look at some of those small schools, they've started the countdown for less than 60, 50 days now.
Yeah, I went in the gym this morning. Coach Lewis said, Coach, we got a game in 2 months. I said, a what? I was
game.
He's like, yeah, we have a game. So you better get to work. I do miss it.
I was going to say, that would be something you would have already been counting down.
Yeah, it's, you give and take. You got to reach your goals. You got to give up something. But, it's just a different challenge for me, a bigger challenge. And me personally, that's what I enjoy. So my challenge is just directed to a school instead of a team. So I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
Yeah, and again, under a minute here to play, Leesville just going to salt this one away. Yeah, I mean, obviously the way you put it, a team, it's just a bigger team.
Right.
With a lot of bigger teams.
800 instead of 30.
Yeah.
It's I like it.
Yeah, and again, always good to see you and catch up. As said, going to miss you during basketball season. But like you said, now that you're not coaching.
Open mic season.
That's what I'm saying. We might have a guy for hire here as everybody's favorite play, if you're on the winning side, the victory formation.
I got to go get some ref signature, the new duty calls.
All right, well, always good to hear from you. Vice Principal Maddox.
Oh, enjoy the food.
Thank you for saving my life. Yeah. Good to see you, and I'm sure I'll see you again and when we get here as well next time.
Thank you, Sean.
All righty. And with that, the horn sounds, and the Wampus Cats pick up their first win of the season, 48-15 final. Again, jumped out to a 21-0 halftime lead and never looked back. Defense was phenomenal. They answered the bell this week, and they pick up their first win of the year. Manny drops their first game this season. Again, Leesville next week back on the road at Pineville. And, again, just five touchdowns on the ground for Grant Braxton. Terrell Broom added one through the air and one with his feet. Again, all Wampus Cats tonight here as 2 teams shake at midfield after a Leesville victory, their first of 2025. Again, pleasure from Vice Principal Maddox. Now, it's going to be hard saying that. Coming to join us here and grabbing me some food. I was about to pass out. But we close it out here tonight at Wampus Cat Stadium. Next week, we'll be heading to Pickering, home of the Red Devils, where they will be facing Maryville. That is a Friday night game. Kickoff at 7 o'clock as of right now. I don't think barring any changes in the scheduling, we'll be set for Friday night at 7 o'clock. Pregame at 6:45. Again, Pickering and Maryville, a Vernon Beauregard matchup here as we move to week 4 of the high school football season. For Mike Cole back in studio, I'm Sean Larkin. Thank you for joining us this week. Thank you for listening, and we will see you on the Gridiron Gumbo Show Tuesday night at 6. This has been the high school football game of the week on today's Country 105.7.
Thanks for joining us for the game of the week. Now, back to today's Country 105.7.